Welcome to the Rugs to Riches show. Grab a drink and get comfortable. The live show is about to start.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the show.
What's going on, everyone?
Got a new guest in the house tonight, Mikey from the Earn Network. What's going on, man?
Doing great. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing all right. Feeling pretty good. I'm on my second beer, some Land Shark. What are you guys all drinking tonight?
I'm just doing some soda water, actually. I had a decent amount of wine the other day, so just a little chill today.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Vodka and cranberry, as per typical in the fashionable Yeti.
Zach?
My college roommate, he actually got me this mug. He's don't mess with Texas. He's from Vietnam, but he went there with his family during a summer trip, and he got me this in a gift shop. But yeah, I'm drinking some green tea tonight. Stay nice and
healthy.
caffeinated.
Yeah. All right. How's the show going? Are you did you get a job at McDonald's yet?
Not quite yet, man. I need to go and put my application in. I got the right suit for it, right? They'll walk in and they'll say, "Give this man a job right now. He's manager material," right? But not quite yet, man. It's coming up soon, though.
Bro, it's been like a month now.
Hey, what's that movie with the roses that fall down and the dude gets killed, and then the whole movie's about like right before he died? Oh, American Beauty. Where he quits his job and then gets a job and he has to convince them because he has so much work experience.
No, I'm not sure. I gotta watch it. I put it on my list. American Beauty.
Heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kevin Spacey. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about him anymore.
Oh.
You know, it's 2024 and all.
Let's ask Michael, out of 10, what do you give American Beauty? Have you seen it?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. But yeah, I've not been into many Kevin Spacey movies recently.
Yeah.
Except for Break with the Monkey. I've seen that one a couple of times.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey is a great actor, man.
Yeah, he is like the main character of the movie too. So if you don't like Spacey, you're probably not going. It is a good movie. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. But
how are you doing, AG? How's all the medical situations been going?
I'm doing good. No more pee bag.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, catheter free.
Nice. That's huge, man. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm glad at the Savannah conference in Nashville at the Bitcoin conference. There's a lot of this. Well, you don't have to carry that around, so that's a positive. Yeah, we'll be having fun and partying without that mess. We don't need all that.
That's good, because that would be a whole new game with like needles. Who can run by and put a hole in it.
Take out AG.
All right, well, we got some elephant news. Let's get into it.
Did you make that new header just for elephant, or is it always said elephant news?
He's had this one.
I've had that one for breaking news, breaking elephant news.
Shit, news to me, man. I was like, when did he change that shit?
You've been, half intoxicated every show, so I don't know.
Listen, a drunk me makes for a talkative me.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so Zach, give me the lowdown. What is going on here? We got an elephant turbine.
Like before we jump into that, let me keep rolling on with kind of that first thing I mentioned, which is a huge announcement happened this past week, which is during the Nashville Bitcoin conference, there will be a separate, elephant money kind of meetup slash mini conference. I'm not sure what do you want to call it, but it's going to be titled Savannah. So Savannah will be happening in Tennessee. So go ahead and get your tickets, get ready to, meet and greet, say what's up. I know we're pretty close geographically to that, so I'm sure we'll have no problem making it. So yeah, if you're part of the herd and you have the means to make it, go ahead, check out your calendar and come on down to Savannah and come on down to Nashville, y'all.
When do you think he's going to have the full agenda, the itinerary all laid out for us?
It's a good question, man. I need to get Bank Teller's phone number so I can give him a call on the phone. And it's like phone a friend, like who wants to be a millionaire. I'm like, hold on real quick. I'm like, maybe we'll show
some details, man. It's getting close to
like Michael here. We need Dev. We need the Dev on the show. Horse to mouth. What does he call it? Straight from the horse's mouth type news. But that's. I think the details will be released soon, and we know that's going to be during that. I believe it's June 25th, 6th, July 25th, 6th, something like that.
It's in July. Yeah.
I'm just pulling up just real quick.
Yeah, he said he was going to have like a band there or something.
Yeah,
I think a music festival.
And
July 25th through 27th.
And if you own a black NFT, you get free entry.
Oh yeah, very important point. So that's going to be really cool to see all the black NFT club and to see everyone pull use them in a real life situation too. So that's going to be cool.
It'd be neat is if we could register our token ID and he would send out like VIP badges that had our, because then it would only be one per black, right? So
there's a lot of logistics there. I mean, yeah, you can make it happen, I guess, if you want to dox yourself and then you want to come pick up your badge if you want to.
A lot of people don't want to give up their identity.
So
yeah, I don't either. I don't either. This is a skin suit I wear.
Yeah. I got a slimmer one.
No way. How else would I fit in it?
That's the one you choose, man. But no, but back to what you mentioned as well. The other big news this week is the mention of a coming turbine for the ecosystem, meaning that there will be an external kind of revenue source, being the Venus protocol. Venus is a borrowing and lending protocol on the Binance Smart Chain. They might be cross chain. Are you guys familiar if they're cross chain?
No, it's BSC, but you have to migrate to like what is it, BTCB, and then you can put it on. But it is strictly BNB.
Okay.
But anything that you can bridge over like BTCB or XRP, anything. I know that they have XRP, they have Ethereum, they have BNB, they have Bitcoin, ADA.
They should have brought Mason.
They have a bunch of them
on as an expert on Venus.
Yeah, he'd be a good person to bring on, like you mentioned. But like you said, as well, has all the blue chips, the stable coins like USDC, USDT. And so right now, if you check out during a bull market, when there's more liquidity entering the market and there's more participation, the more trading volume, etc., that's typically when you'll see like the borrowing rates go up, and therefore, right, you can earn high interest in DeFi by being a lender. And so that's what this new Turbine situation looks like. It's going to be a situation where the Elephant Money Protocol is earning some revenue from staking BNB on Venus. That seems to be the big picture, and the details are still to be worked out. And this will be an external revenue source. And right now, it's going to know that revenue will be going towards more than likely, buying back Elephant token for Bertha. So this is a sugar daddy for Bertha. That's one way that Bank Teller has made it put in the chat.
Sugar baby, huh? Where the hell did Goldwyn go?
Sugar daddy. He disappeared in his little mansion right there.
I don't know. He like got up, sat down, got up again.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get old. You got to use the bathroom, I guess, a lot. I don't know.
When you get old, you got to pee a lot or whatever, something like that.
Where'd you go?
My damn dogs are being little shitheads and wanting to fight and stuff. So you would have just like literally, I just had to break up a damn dog fight in the middle of my damn room.
You're the dog.
Why didn't you put the camera on it?
Yeah, because then I would be canceled for dog abuse or some weird crap.
Don't
get us kicked off YouTube.
Right?
Yeah. We were just discussing
Sorry.
Golan about the turbine and how it's a position on Venus and we're earning yield, and that's going to buybacks for Elephant is what it seems to be the current rough outline of what this turbine is going to be. You have anything to add to that?
Yeah, the herd did not like it. They did not. Well, to be fair, I think that the herd likes it.
I like it.
However,
I think it's a great idea. Long term.
It is a great idea. However, the herd reacted violently based off of what BT said, right? BT was talking about it and trying to get information and had an AMA so that people could ask questions and give input. And it just seemed like everybody thought that it was set in stone that BT was going to sell 2 million elephant on the chart. And so everybody obviously tried to front run
that's what he said. That's what he said was going to happen.
I mean, that was an option. That wasn't the only option, but I mean, regardless, what's done is done. 2 million elephant was sold on the chart yesterday. So if we want to know what it's going to look like, just go look at the chart yesterday.
That's true. That wasn't that big of a dump.
Is that what the total Glowin? Do you know what roughly is that? Was that $2 million worth of sell pressure?
Yeah, the last time I saw it, it was like 1.7 million. So I just assumed it was going to hit.
And it's fascinating, like you mentioned, they're just front running what seemed to be a incoming sell. And that's just the power of the herd, right? Both when we row together or the opposite when we all jump ship together. What's y'all's hot take on, do you like this kind of style of, BT making a big, big announcement?
Look at the chart. It literally looks, the fucking sell volume literally looks like a middle finger.
Yeah. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah. I like you guys are mentioning he entertained kind of a couple different ways about going about funding this turbine, whether that be, an immediate $2 million sell and that, being used as liquidity to fund this, or by potentially taking incoming future deposits and taking a percentage of that to then build this reserve up. Which do you think is a better kind of approach, maybe?
Obviously, taking it from futures, I think, would be easier on the charts.
I mean, I feel like the herd is wishy-washy. And I say this with the fact that I'm part of one of them. I'm part of the herd. But, the herd has complained incessantly for the last 2 months that BT just does what BT wants to do and just codes it up and hits the button. Well, BT said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this turbine thing on Venus, puts a poll up. It's like, how should we fund this? Should we sell, I think it was 250,000, a $500,000, $1 million, and 2 million, just throws a poll up asking this, more people hit 2 million than anything. Some people said, well, what's it about? What's our liabilities? What's our risk? What's our, some people were asking questions. So he decided to have an AMA, to talk about it. I mean, before futures came out, I don't know how many conversations were had in Telegram, where he said, this is what I'm thinking about. And people are like, no, don't do that. We should do that. And through those conversations is how, the herd introduced the $200, you must need fresh capital deposit. When you withdraw, it comes off your total balance, right? So those are two things that have never never happened in other ROI dApps, which help for the sustainability. So through those talks, there was many versions. They got
probably that
47
in the elephant money chat, but go ahead.
47 of them got sacrificed. But it's those different things, and that's what BT, and that's how futures came about, right? So this is that same philosophy. He's all like, well, it would be good if we just funded it with 2 million right off the bat. Yes, we're going to take a hit on the chart, but then we're now getting that income. I think it was 70 grand a month income coming back to buy straight on the chart every single month. I mean, it would fluctuate because Venus.
I was going to say it's going to fluctuate.
It is going to fluctuate, but it's still, that's income that no longer do we need fresh people coming into the ecosystem to buy elephant every single month. Every single month, the turbine is going to purchase elephant, right? And it's only going to get bigger. So in essence, what he was proposing was 2 treasuries. You have Bertha that holds the elephant, and then you have B&B that's going to continually grow from adding in the 10% or whatever's decided. He mentioned 10% coming from the futures deposits going straight to the turbine. So, the risk is low because he's just lending. He's not borrowing against it. So we're not worried about liquidation. But because we're taking the ecosystem money and moving it out of our hands, now we have that third party risk. If something happens to Venus, what if regulation comes down and just shuts down Venus? What's going to happen with our money? I mean,
that's something if I can pull Michael in the conversation as a as a dev yourself, or part of a dev team and such in a project. What do you think when it comes to involving third party crypto partners? Is that something that you'd like to maybe build towards, or is that something Bank Teller previously for Elephant Money has had a philosophy of kind of trying to build within a independent ecosystem? How do you think about third party integration when it comes to being a dev?
So I'm a little biased towards utilizing different lending protocols like this. I had mentioned in the chat back in 2021, I decided to move funds over to a protocol called Qubit.fi.
What was it called? Sorry, I kind of get cut off.
It's QUBIT.fi.
Qubit? Okay.
Yeah, and I had a substantial amount of money on that protocol. Similar to Venus, you lend and you get interest. You don't have to borrow. You could just earn for having your tokens there. But unfortunately, they were actually audited by, you're familiar with Pack Shield too. But there was unfortunately an exploit on this protocol, and everything from the protocol. You should look it up. They lost basically about $100 million. I lost about $500,000. And
gosh,
it was something that happened instantly. So just something to research into. After that, I kind of stopped. And then it was also with everything that happened with Celsius, BlockFi, Voyager, which was stacking after that. So after that, I decided to stop utilizing supply of our platforms or using our platforms.
So you're not a fan of it?
So no, not after that, I wasn't. But it could be completely fine. It's just after that, I just found that the risk wasn't worth the potential reward. I had friends that lost a decent amount of money on Celsius. And so platforms where you can supply tokens and earn interest, I tend to, just because of my history with them, essentially. Yeah, really safe, but that's just my experience.
So what you're saying is Peck Shield did an audit of their stuff and then they were exploited.
Yes.
And Peck Shield also did an audit for Elephant Money and it was exploited. I'm not
They lost $100 million. They paid back $2 million so far from the exploit. It's quite an article. Unfortunate event that happened. But yeah, this was a few years ago. So after that, I kind of stopped utilizing them.
You're on the perfect show for Rugs to Riches, so thank you for sharing your rug story. These two gentlemen above me and to my right here, they also have been victims of Celsius. I myself have been just victim of over borrowing on these sort of lending and borrowing protocols. But I do see the net value, kind of like you were doing, being a lender, and given that that you don't get exploited, given that fact, it's oftentimes very lucrative, as I'm sure you know, when the market's hot and the borrowing and lending rates are high. But yeah, that's interesting. To hear that story. Sorry for your wrecked story, my man. That's part of crypto, right? Everyone, I feel like in crypto, has some sort of wrecked story, one or another.
So I got to thinking, I want to hear your guys' take on
Oh
this.
no,
Here we go.
AG thinking. No,
Oh my God.
That's not
Here we
good.
go.
So, what do you guys? How do you guys feel about insider trading?
It's a bad thing.
You know where I'm going
If
with
I-
this?
If I can
No.
benefit, it sounds like a great thing.
No, I
So-
think it's immoral, unethical if you're using information to overpower the market because you have something, then that's wrong.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about it. I'm like, didn't BT sell his entire bag like last week before the
I'm not
announcement?
sure. I don't know.
Pretty sure he did.
Is that a factor? You know, is he? Why would Bank Teller sell all of his elephant right before, or why would he even sell all of his elephant? That's a good question.
I don't know. I don't know why he would sell it, but I'm pretty sure he sold his bag because he made a comment about don't be pocket watching me. You know.
So what is that? Is that did you go pocket watch him when he said that?
No, someone sent it to me and said, "Hey, what's going on with
Nah.
this?
Uh-oh.
Should I be
He's-
worried?"
Spread
No,
rumors and such.
No, he admitted in main TG and on the AMA
did.
that he was out of elephant.
You've been sleeping on the job, Zachary.
Yeah,
I
he
Not
guess
filling
so.
out
I didn't hear
applications
that.
for McDonald's.
Yeah, I guess I gotta go get the application. No, I had heard he had sold some. I mean, I didn't know he was completely out. I know he had gotten Solana and such.
Well,
but
he's not completely out. I think he had like $189 still.
oh well,
no, he's still in futures. He still has his NFTs.
Well, yeah.
there's all that.
Man,
Yeah, you
listen,
know that
That's
is.
what I was thinking about. I'm like, man, that guy had it
Look,
played out. He was like,
you know,
I'm gonna
AG,
sell
he just wants to
now.
start. He just wants to stir the pot.
Stir the pot,
AG doesn't even believe half the shit he says on his own show.
I don't.
Did because that all that sell pressure, that was just the herd, right? That
That
hasn't
was- yeah,
actually been
100%.
anything of custody,
Yeah, just
right?
heard.
Nope, just
So
heard.
I mean,
I think there's no crypto regulation currently against it, but when it comes down to your community and overall sentiment, it could be fairly frowned upon if
Oh,
you
yeah,
do
100%,
one thing, then you say I'm
Yeah.
gonna do something else, and then you could just 1 + 1 = 2, just like
Yeah.
well, that's not fair, and then you get a result because of that.
Yeah.
I think the big thing is that BT has hats that he puts on, right? And he doesn't want people to watch his private hat, but his private hat is half of the corporate hat. So he doesn't want you to watch this side of the hat, but this side of the hat he's okay with watching. And BT's been in and out of elephant many times, and it's
Yeah.
known. But
Yeah.
he comes back, he still works on elephant every single day. It's his money. Let him do what he wants
All I
with
know
it.
is I'm DCing in, and I'm hoping the price drops a little more so I can get more elephant.
Well, if this turbine thing goes through, and he's, you know what the cool thing about the turbine is? If he does sell 2 more million of elephant onto the chart,
what's
cheap.
that?
that means that's going to be the bottom, because everybody that was going to sell sold yesterday. Like he grabbed the tree and said, "I want all the weak hands. They're not weak hands. They're still here. They're still strong hands." But he's like, I want everybody that's going to sell. That way we can find the dang bottom and it be done. So he grabbed that tree with both hands and he shook it. And $2 million worth of $2 million worth of elephant got shaken out of that tree.
Yeah.
Who do we have here?
Yeah, this is Nadina. You guys have probably heard her speak before.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Nadina. Welcome to Rugs to Riches, the best crypto blockchain show
Have a
in
drink
the
with us.
world.
Yeah, she's finished like wrestling our 2-year-old to bed.
Yeah, and I already apologize if I have to walk away. It's a kid or it's my cough, because
That's
I have
good.
a very persistent cough. So I'm very sorry if I have to walk
We
away.
went to one of those what do you call it, like children gyms? It's like a germ fest essentially. So after that, she had like a little cough, and I'm like, yeah, we're never going back there again.
Hey, Michael, I don't know if it's fair that Nadina got the brains and the beauty. What do you bring into this relationship?
I don't know, stressing her out with ideas that are probably not attainable. Yeah.
So she likes you bring challenges. I get it.
I'm the visionary.
Yeah.
I'm the visionary.
Yes,
I'm like, we can do this. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, we can try.
Motivational speaker right there.
Is there any other kind of comments you want to talk about Elephant, or should we kind of move on to Earn and discuss the ecosystem?
Does the chat have any questions about Elephant? I mean, we kind of brushed about Turbine. What does the chat think? Does Turbine good? Yes or no? Add it to the list.
So Zach, I didn't hear your opinion. What? And maybe I missed it. What do you think about the Turbine?
Yeah. Of what was the question of the Turbine, or?
Yeah. What do you think of the Turbine?
Excuse me. I thought it was I think it's, obviously it's always a good thing if we're earning additional income, but I thought it was kind of strange because I thought, kind of like I was mentioning, the philosophy was a vertical integration. But creating these dependencies might, mean that we need custody to continue to manage, these third-party kind of connections, in case Venus changes their, contract, or, there may be more lucrative pools, and maybe we're holding more than BNB in the future. Maybe this Turbine has multi slots, and we can be holding Bitcoin and stable coins and other stuff like that. But overall, I just thought that was a bit confusing. It kind of reminds me of the open leverage, right? I thought we walked away from that partnership. That was like a third party, type of thing. And then we walked back to them. So I get, now we're kind of, it's funny because it's usually vice versa. In a bear market, right, protocols are looking for things to help bring in external revenue. But in Elephant Money's case, it's so backwards. Right now, it's a bull market, or the beginnings of one at least. And we're looking to, like I said, bring in some of that external revenue into our protocol. I think that's just kind of the bigger picture is that during this bear market, Elephant has performed very well. So people have big bags or big positions still. And now they're seeing, plus 5% days on whatever XYZ. And a lot of them are, they're selling their bag, and whether it be partially, and we see a lot of cases, people are just dumping, trying to chase these gains. I'm personally still, like you mentioned, DCAing. Elephant, is still, the token itself, with Bertha holding, 20% almost now, the Graveyard holding 50%, etc. I think that's still the best play right now. But the Turbine overall, I think it's a good play. I think having anything that's like a Terminator, like Bertha, and we can build these smart contracts that are capturing value for us, not autonomously. There's no one having to trade, right? A lot of kind of ROI dApps, they try to take on that. That always made me super cringe. The whole AI trading bot, or hey, we're gonna start trading, options on the stock market or something like that. All those things are using third-party tools trying to generate revenue, and I never liked those ideas. But this idea of you being a lender is a time-tested way. So out of all ways, I'm happy to see that's the way that he's looking to earn this revenue. But I would like to see the leader, bank teller, being, more resounding that, hey, we can still succeed in this market. This is the time when, with, my ramble, I'll stop here in a moment, but this is the time when you can easily each one teach one when crypto market's hot. So I would like to see more, I guess, strong leadership on his part that, hey guys, let's do this. Not encouraging people to go put their money elsewhere and then you're on, come bring it back. I don't really get that, but
I don't know why you would say that.
Thing, but I hate to see this potential sell or potential entity being created at the bottom, right? I wish we could have maybe created this store of value at the top or in the middle or something, but I'd hate us to break this major trend line that we have with further big
shattered it
from custody.
Yeah. So one of the questions I had is, we already had $1.5 million that was not being used in the protocol, right? That bought NFTs, right? If this Turbine thing was, I mean, Venus has been around for 3 years, 4 years, 3 years. So
yeah.
I mean, it would have made sense to use that 1.5 million or whatever was already out of the system.
Well, he didn't think about it at the time.
Yeah, I get it.
That's
You know,
the
and
answer. I think, like AG just mentioned, it's a newer idea that he sees value, and I think also I'd love to see what has been the historical returns. We were talking about how the APR will fluctuate. I think that also has. It's just the timing now that the market and BNB has gone up 25% in the last month. You know, from $300 to $400. I think that's why the rates are as high as they are.
Well, I staked some today. Well, I don't know if you call it staking, but I lended some BNB, and it was like 37% when I did it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
This afternoon, it was down to like 29%. So it almost dropped like 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, these platforms, the more that you supply, the lower interest you get too. We're talking
That's
about
what I was thinking. Yeah.
QBD Find It. I lost a lot of money on that platform.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about like the option of utilizing those to earn interest from those, and basically using that to actually fund things as revenue. Yeah. But we've had our experiences with those.
We did.
Yeah, like you're mentioning, and that's the thing too. I know now we have a partnership with it escapes me now, the insurance. There's Insurace.
Yeah.
And then there's Nexus, which is another like decentralized insurance protocol. But oftentimes those policies are not, not fully coverage. So in the case of a hack, if the term or exploit, if the terms don't explicitly meet that insurance, then
that's true. We wouldn't have to worry about an exploit if you had some type of insurance to go along with it.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that's what these like Nexus, and then there's one like Insurace. There's a few of them. I think that's what they're trying to build eventually to like really fully decentralized coverage, but I don't think they're quite there yet.
Yeah, I think the big thing is he's tired of hearing elephants a Ponzi, right? Elephants a Ponzi because it doesn't have an external revenue source, right? Even though we, the three of us, and maybe Michael and Nadina, know that through the taxes and through stuff, it has value capture. So there is revenue, there is value capture within the system. But I think the layman or the people that don't dig deep or don't go past that surface layer look says, oh, it's just Ponzi. It's new money in, pays out old money. And so I think that's why he's pushing to have this. Well, we have a revenue source.
Yeah. And I've always, like you said, it's the two-sided market. You have the elephant holders and you have front office products, and the two symbiosis relationship is how that value generation capture happens. Yeah. I've always been a proponent of basic education. And even like last week, we had Georgia leave a comment, right? Hey, can you make a beginner, this, that, or the other? Even with Earn, I would just always insist that the more beginner educational materials, little graphics, little GIFs, the more that they're just packed full of value, the better, right? Because it helps strengthen the foundation. It strengthens the active members to really understand the mechanics of what the project's about. So I think that's something we could do better to help. Like I always say, we're trying to build this educational content, but it helps people not get lost and it's always that vocal minority. Who knows how many people are vocally saying all these things, but it's very few people. But basic educational materials can help get people on the same page and understand how things work. Yeah, like you said, I guess that also is just a big push for why he's adding it at this time.
I think it's a great idea. That's just my opinion, and I wish people would not freak out and sell. And I'm also waiting for this $2 million sell on the chart so I can buy more elephant.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say about it. I'm happy with it.
So let me get this straight. I have been begging you for 3 days to stop buying Earn so the damn sellers can sell so the price can come down so that we can all buy more. But yet, no, Alan, you can't stop buying. So now you want Elephant to come down so you can buy more?
Why are our hands like this? What are we on?
I don't know.
What do I do with my hands when I'm talking? Hey guys, what are you doing?
Hey Layla. All right, so that's So let's
All right.
let's
That's enough
introduce
elephant
ourselves to Nadina. She hopped in on us. Hi, Nadina.
right.
I'm Goldwyn. I know it sounds funny because it looks like an AU, but AU is the chemical equation for gold, so it's Goldwyn.
Got it. Cool.
Hello, I'm
Alright.
Zach. Nice to meet you, Nadina. Excited
Nice
to
to
learn more about Earn Protocol and learn more about you and Michael building the protocol together.
Awesome.
And it's me, AG Crypto. What a dork. All right.
If I
What's going
had the
on,
boo
guys?
if I had the boo button, I would have pushed it right there.
AG's got the sound like a radio DJ host. You got to use that thing
Not
more
working
often,
today.
brother. Push that button.
Not working today.
They always scare me. They're so loud. I'm like, ah.
So, Michael, tell me about Earn Token. I'm excited about it. Zach doesn't know too much about it. I'm sure there's a lot in our audience right now watching don't know anything about it. So
right.
give us the rundown. What is this?
Oh, hold on.
What are we holding out
Michael.
for?
Well, we met Michael. Michael introduced us to which way would it be? Nadina.
It's hard. It is hard. It's backwards. I know it's
This way, Nadina.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you a background of Earn, and it's going to be a little technical, but then I'm going to let Nadina go into some more of additional technical stuff about the contract and how that works. And then again, feel free to stop me if you guys understand anything I'm talking about, because do a little bit deep dive into it. So Earn, what it is at its core is a hyperdeflationary, fully transparent, decentralized, high yield, delayed gratification savings account. I know it's a lot to unpack, and so we'll go into this. Launched on Ethereum, all right? It's multi-chain, so you can actually purchase Earn on 2 different blockchains currently right now. That's BNB and Solana. Now, the blockchains you can purchase it on, it shares the same circulating supply. When Earn was launched, we burned half of the supply, which is what makes it inherently deflationary. Because the way it's designed in the custom contract that Nadina made is that on every single buy, sell, and transfer, 2% is transferred out to all holders proportionate to the size of their wallets. And since the largest holder is the burn wallet, it is receiving Earn tokens automatically compounding, which is exponentially growing the size of that burn wallet on every single buy, sell, and transfer. We chose 2% because it seems like that is the ideal transfer fee or purchasing fee across the chain from our experience. 3% was a little too high, 1% was too low. Folks, in our experience, will trade 2% and not really that much of an eye against it.
Yeah, 2% super low.
Yeah. And so it looks like a regular trading tax fee for most other cryptocurrencies that are out there. When you go higher than that, people think that there is probably something else like a utility or something you can store. They don't really trade it very much. And it was very important that we created a token that attracted people to want to also potentially trade it, but at the same time store it. Because if you store it, you just hold it and you earn it. And that's very important to know about Earn. It's the fee or tax, we call it, only goes back to holders. It doesn't go back to one wallet like most tokens do. It goes back to one holder. It really goes back to all holders, and it's distributed proportionate based on the size of your wallet. Very important to know. So when we launched Earn again, 500 million tokens were sent to the Burn wallet. And then we added the remaining to liquidity. And as of today, something like 434 million are remaining in circulating supply. So quite a substantial amount of tokens have been burned off of every single buy, sell, and transfer. So Earn, again, I mentioned the custom contract. We launched 2 NFT collections. The first one we launched is called Flames, and the second one is called Flamelings. There are gamified bounty rewards on the Flame and Flamelings. Around 230 flames are still remaining to be minted out. I might be off. Those are minted in real time. And roughly about 770 Flamelings have been minted out. They're gamified mints. So if you mint a particular trait color, like Nova, a red, or a yellow, that currently has bounties on them, you could win up to 15x your mint fee. and you need to utilize Earn to mint out the NFTs. So the way Earn works is pretty unique because, like I said, you just hold the tokens in your wallet and you automatically earn more tokens, compounding. So which is why it's like a savings account. You just kind of set it and forget it on the Ethereum side. Some people will look at their wallets and see there's no transactions. There's no dividends dropping into their wallet. They're just watching their wallet just increase automatically. And this is where I kind of point to Nadina to try to explain that more technically, how that works.
Yeah, so the contract is inspired by like other contracts that we saw a lot in 21. There were so many reflections tokens. And we really like the concept of the reflections, but as Michael pointed out, we wanted to actually go, the fee really go only to the holders. And the contract uses a very clever mechanism to do that, because if you would always send these tokens individually to each address that holds tokens, that would just not work because it's just not gas efficient. You would just pay a lot of gas, especially in Ethereum. That is very important. Mm-hmm. So it uses a very clever mechanism to basically update all the balances all at once. So that's why you don't see any transactions going to your wallet and pay out rewards. It's just when you ask the contract what's the balance of this particular address, it will tell you the balance with your reflections automatically. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I need to go more deeply into it unless you have questions.
Yeah. And
so what that means is I don't get taxed because there's not a transaction, right?
Essentially, yes. We're not tax professionals, so we can't say that. Yeah, there's no transactions that you're going to see while holding, but you will basically magically watch your balance go up in your wallet. Now, something that's important too that we decided to remove from this contract that some may have noticed, there is no contract sell swap liquefy function in Earn. So
now, what is that? Explain that a little bit more to me.
Yeah, so in normal tax contracts, say that you launch a token and you want to collect ETH or BNB to pay for stuff, okay? The way that works is that the contract will accumulate tokens inside of the contract until it gets to a certain threshold. And once that threshold is reached, which is what the dev or founder sets, that threshold then swap liquefies those tokens in the contract, converts it into ETH or BNB, and then sends it to a marketing or development wallet. Now, this is a tricky thing because usually you don't want to renounce ownership of your contract, because if you do, that swap liquefy threshold is locked in place forever. And so if you set it to a certain point, and it's supposed to swap based on a certain token amount, as the price of the token goes up, you will start seeing these cells on the chart that are a little bit bigger, that are a little bit bigger, and a little bit bigger. And this is what people call the contract is selling, the dev is selling, because as the price goes up, you get these nukes on the chart that are coming from the contract because it's selling based off of token amount, not dollar amount. And so that's why it's dangerous. We've seen several projects that just simply don't know what they're doing, that have this swap liquefy contract sell function in their code, and then they renounce ownership, burn the liquidity, and they've killed their project. Because whenever it gets to a certain point, you're going to have these massive red sell-offs where those tokens are being swapped and then sent out to the dev or the dev wallet or the marketing wallet. Also, too, anyone that knows much of anything about reading contracts can just look at this threshold and find it. So you can imagine what's going to happen. They're going to front run it. So then you can tell exactly when this is going to happen, sell every single time before it does, and you will benefit from that every single time. So that's a common thing with the contract sell function. About 98% of tokens out there have this in there, and we see them renounce them all the time. Earn doesn't have.
I think the biggest thing whenever I try to explain is I just say that it's a true reflection token, as in that the fees that are taken out only go to holders.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. It doesn't go to the dev team. It doesn't go to marketing. It just goes to holders. So, I mean, the next question I usually get is, well, how do they make money? And so like, well, they're participating in the ecosystem. So,
the way we created this is, so this is a little bit tricky for most people to create something like this because the incentive is not as a dev, you're not going to really make money doing this. You have to front up a lot of money, especially initial costs, to do something like this. Luckily, we have Nadina, which is actually able to code and do all the stuff like the website, the development stuff, the contracts for the NFT collections, all that stuff that you would usually pay someone probably hundreds of thousands of dollars to do, outsourced. We did fairly well the previous cycle, and so we like to build, and so this is something that we can fund to an extent, to build it out organically at a pace that we feel is doing fairly well. So that's, in our opinion, why you don't see many projects like this out there, because it really is a 100% community-driven project, but you need people that are able to push it while it's growing, you know, to this massive thing that we think it could become. But it takes time. So that's why you don't usually see people do contracts that are 100% reflection only. They go back to everyone in the community because devs don't get paid.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit more about, like, you mentioned, 2021, reflection tokens were really hot and you were inspired by some of those. Can you tell me some more about your inspiration for getting into DeFi and, like, starting Earn, a little bit more of your background for that?
Yeah, so my background, I actually got a degree in MIS, Management Information Systems. I worked my way up director to be an IT security consultant. I used to do basically backup, disaster recovery, networking for law firms here in Chicago. A number of times they would unfortunately get hit with ransomware attacks, and you have to pay that in Bitcoin. Bitcoin was a lot cheaper back then. I had heard about it periodically, especially being in IT, but I became more interested in it because simply just lazy and didn't want to walk to the kiosk to get the cryptocurrency, and decided to look into mining to acquire it automatically at home, just have it. Plugged in a GPU, a 1080 Ti, found I was making 15 to 20 bucks a day off of one 1080 Ti, became pretty curious and started building out quite a substantial mining farm. One day I looked up, I had about 400 GPUs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
400.
There's electricity costs per month.
It was very warm.
Very warm.
It was very warm.
A lot of time on Discord, talking about on Bitcoin Talk, built a lot of cool relationships. But yeah, I went down that rabbit hole, got big into GPU mining. So I had a decently sized mining operation. During COVID, there was a chip shortage that you might have been aware of, and it just timing was right that the GPUs, after mining for several years, were actually more expensive than what they were when I purchased them several years ago. Just got sold off the GPU farm at the right time, got into DeFi, made a lot of mistakes, learned a lot about contracts, had a decent amount of money in SafeMoon at one point, and we kind of know how that went. And then, made a lot of relationships, and then started teaching around actually with project creation. Nadina got really interested into it more on the coding side of it. I think I remember giving you a little bit of Ethereum when it was like, what, $60?
80,
at one point.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not thinking back. Yeah.
So,
wow. So yeah, you've been here all the way since mining Bitcoin, 400 GPUs. That's incredible, man. That's wild.
Yeah, it was a lot of issues. A lot of fan replacements, different algorithm testing the how high to turn up the GPU settings. It was an interesting time period, but it was really cool though.
That's what, someone who just went to crypto, went straight to DeFi, and I skipped the kind of the mining and the hardware saga. When you first look into crypto and look into passive income, you look into mining, you're like, wow, this looks great. But a little bit of my background, I have I was really interested in robotics and kind of, automation, stuff like that. So I know when it comes to actually, when it comes to real life, right, nothing works as expected. And there's always, what do you want to call it? A hassle of working with the physical hardware. But that's also like now as you create the Earn protocol and just as DeFi continues to proliferate, we just can see the value of software where we can, perform these complex financial systems, we can create them and simply have people access them just by having an internet connection. So that's what always drew me to the beauty of DeFi, just the really cool opportunities that are being created, just like with a project like Earn. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
I
crypto
was
is
going to ask
amazing.
too, you mentioned is it 3 chains? You said Binance, Solana. Was there a third one?
Yeah, so it's launched on Ethereum, and circulating supply is shared between all the chains, similar to like getting the token listed on a centralized exchange. So there is arbitrage that happens between the chains as it's expanding, just like trading Bitcoin in a very large amount on Coinbase, and then the price will likely change on Binance because it's the same supply.
Mm-hmm.
1st of March, we're going to be launching on Base Chain. So that's going to be our next chain integration, moving some of those tokens from the ETH circulating supply over to Base Chain, so we can expose our community to that network and everything that exists over there.
What's your opinion on, when it comes to being multi-chain, when it comes to having your liquidity for your project being multi-chain? Is that something that bothers you? You don't mind, opposed to just having it all concentrated on one chain? What's your thoughts on that?
I think that some people believe that it's ideal to stay on one blockchain. I've heard this a number of times that you should just stay on ETH and only ETH, but I hear that, and I think that they're saying that they shouldn't get listed on any exchanges, because every time you list on exchange, that is a liquidity generation event. You are creating liquidity on every single exchange that you're listing on, the same way that you're doing when you expand to a different blockchain. And some people say, like, well, if you give your token available in a cheaper chain like Solana or BNB, you're going to have cheats, as they call them, where they're just sell and buy a cheaper fees. I'm like, well, that's one way to put it. But what if the GUI is 100 plus? Then everyone that wanted to buy $100 worth of your token is unable to. You take 1,000 people that want to buy up your token that can't access it because it's only on ETH. Then they're not, that liquidity that is, people think is spread out, it's not going to add to your ecosystem. So every time you expand to a different blockchain, it's not a liquidity loss, it's a liquidity add, just like adding your token to an exchange. New community has access to the token that wouldn't have had access before you were on that blockchain.
Yeah, and staying just on one chain just limits you very much also in terms of the community. Each chain has people that just prefer that one for whatever reason, whether it's the brand, whether they just got hooked first over there, and then you would just miss out on these people. And especially crypto is bigger than just the big investors. There is a huge population of people around the world that cannot access something where you have to pay $100 fee for a swap. And so since we also wanted to have to earn to be something like decentralized and kind of in the sense of Web3 expanding and making things more accessible, it would be a shame to just stay on Ethereum and really exclude everyone that is using these other chains. And especially right now, since we're so early in crypto, we don't really know which chain will make it, right? Ethereum is actually designed to not be the consumer layer. It's designed to have L2s that then can efficiently process these transactions. So if we think long term, we thought it's a good strategy to spread out, because now it's just a time where we will see which one will persist and which one will catch on to people and be maybe the gaming chain. And some others are like maybe real world asset tokenization and stuff like that. So you have all these different industries that you want to earn available to, because you never know where it goes, right? So we just want to prepare then in the case that we can be prepared for that.
And you guys don't have a marketing fund, so this is a good way to get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's the cool thing about it too, is that when you expand to different chains, a lot of people put eyeballs on that chain in that community too. I made a post the other day about how we're going to expand to Base Chain. I got a number of DMs invited to several different private groups, like Base founders, where people are actually all building on Base Chain, and they want to see other communities other projects expand into that network. Arbitron has a grant program going on right now where they are literally paying projects to build on their blockchain. And so for any project or founder that decides that it's not a good idea to expand, it's just shooting themselves in the foot, because you're just not letting yourself be accessible to all these different communities out there. And some of these communities are massive. Like think about if we just only stayed on Ethereum and we ignored BNB. BNB is a huge blockchain, and it wouldn't make sense to do that.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't be on because the three of us are primary BNB. Trust me, the first time I went back to ETH, and I haven't been on ETH in 5 years probably, I was like, oh my gosh, why aren't the fees lower yet? Like, it's just crazy to me.
It takes a while. You get to it. This takes a while.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I just tried to buy and I refused because it was $40.
That's cheap.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Aaron asked a question. Why are reflections only on Ethereum?
Yeah. So Earn was launched on Ethereum. That is its original blockchain is launched on. So the way the contract works is that, again, every single buy, sell, and transfer that occurs on the Ethereum side reflects tokens back to all holders. Now, we looked at options to get our token on other blockchains, and the best option that we came across was bridge porting the supply of ETH over to other chains. So anytime there's a transaction that occurs on the ETH side from someone bridging, someone buying, someone selling, that is reducing the circulating supply on any chain that it's on. So it does inherently make Earn on BNB, Solana, later on Base, hyperdeflationary. So if you just hold the token on these other chains, the circulating supply overall is reducing in real time. And so, yes, it's not a reflection token on that chain, but it's still hyperdeflationary 0.0 tax token on that chain, which is amazing for transactions. If we wanted to utilize a token on a debit card where people can actually go buy a cup of coffee, the fees are really cheap, and it's a 0.0 tax transaction. That makes it so that's an option to do that. We're actually looking into that, by the way.
What? Is that some alpha?
Alpha, yeah. Something we're looking into doing. But yeah, that's why we do. You can do a lot of things by expanding to these cheaper chains where there's no tax, and it's also a hyperdeflationary token at the same time. So it's super cool. Some people want the reflection piece to it, but we have a lot of other incentives for holding Earn on these cheaper, no fee chains that I think people are really incentivized in the future. I mean, this just the point alone that it's deflationary is massive in itself.
Mm-hmm. So your circulating supply is tied to all three chains. That's correct.
Yes.
All right. So you guys are on CoinGecko.
Yep.
And your circulating supply updates automatically?
Automatically. Thanks to Nadina submitting the CoinGecko circulating supply API. A lot of projects don't do that, unfortunately, which is not ideal because then you don't get a rank. Yeah. You need to have your ranking updated automatically. And so you have to take the time, put in the work to update that. But yeah, you look at CoinGecko, every single transaction, maybe give it a minute or two, and you're going to see that number drop. Every buy, sell, and trade. That's a transfer.
Cool. And so just to clarify, make sure I got it right, which I'm pretty sure I do. But anyway, just to clarify, try to make it easier. Buy, sell, and trade fees. The Burn wallet is a holder, so it gets a cut based on the size of it, and because it's 53%, right around in there, 56% right now. So it's getting 56% of the reflections, right? So as soon as those reflections hit that wallet, it automatically comes out of circulating supply, therefore raising the base value of the token. Correct?
Yes.
And then your market cap and price is just based on circulating supply. So that does not include the Burn wallet.
Yeah.
Correct. So it means every single transaction, and you see us on Dextos, every single transaction, everyone will notice that the circulating supply is going down. And market cap is just circulating supply times the price, which gives you the market cap. And so something really cool is happening that might be a little more complex to understand, is that 56% is in the burn wallet. Now, the tax or fee is 2% that is happening every single buy, sell, or transfer, basically every single transaction. The Uniswap V2 pool takes a liquidity fee of 0.25% on every single buy and sell. So to just round up a number here, basically what's happening is that on every single buy, sell, and transfer that occurs, essentially the liquidity to market cap ratio is adjusting 1.5%. So that's why I sent you those numbers the other day that you saw that the liquidity to market cap ratio is changing about $10,000 a month, growing, because every single time there's a buy, sell, or transfer, market cap goes down, liquidity goes up. So it's really cool. You see it because sometimes what people do is that they don't have a deflationary token and they try to play with liquidity pools with like Uniswap V3, but you got to deal with a number of issues there with accessibility to certain Telegram bots and just trading tools. So this way, we are actually dramatically raising our liquidity to market cap ratio because it's pulling the market cap down on every single transaction and making less tokens available to purchase on the market. And that doesn't even include the massive buy, hold, earn wallet that's also accumulating fees, because that doesn't even count technically into the circulating supply, which should be subtracted, but the platform doesn't do that. So that's just a manual, just take that out of the equation, which reduces it even a lot more than what people think.
And that wallet is tied to the NFTs, correct? So when NFTs get minted, that's where the minting fee goes?
Correct, yeah. Serving that roughly 103 million tokens. And mind you, this is 103 million tokens in that wallet out of 434 million tokens. When everything is minted out, there will be 200 million tokens in that wallet, respectively, because there's going to be reflections on there too, added up as time goes on. Now, that's going to be basically about half of the circulating supply. And what's really cool about this is that the Uniswap V2 pool only has about 20 million tokens or 19 million tokens sitting inside of it. There needs to be spent about 98 million tokens to mint out the remaining NFTs. Only have 20 million tokens to purchase. You need 98 million tokens, which means that people need to either A, use the tokens that they have sitting in their wallets to mint out the NFTs because there's a deficit of 68 million tokens, or they need to sell. So you run into this really unique situation where if people decide that they're not going to sell because they don't want to mint, they're not going to sell, the market cap's just going to go up and up and up until it gets to a certain point that someone will sell, purchase the tokens off the market, decide if they want to mint or if they want to hold to a certain point, and then they will then sell to give the tokens to someone else, which keeps going up over and over again. So the stair steps up just like that. And that's by design to make the NFTs very expensive. And we're seeing this happen where they used to be mintable for about $10 a pop and flame and earn tokens. Now, roughly, you spend about $500 in earn tokens a mint. I expect these to be fairly expensive as we get up to 50 million, $100 million dollar market cap. That's just by design. So anyone that's selling your NFTs right now on the market, just something to consider when you're pricing them out.
So tell them to sell them lower. Lower.
Yeah.
So we're giving them the alpha on not selling.
Yeah. So Elephant's got an NFT. A lot of our community is in the Elephant ecosystem. So what you can do with that is you buy it with BNB. It goes into the treasury, or that BNB buys Elephant tokens off the market, puts it in the treasury, and then you can stake those NFTs, and it pays you 1% of whatever the treasury value is. 1% gets divided between all the NFTs that are there. You have 2 collections. Can you kind of give us some details on what each collection does and how it all works?
What's the benefit? You want to cover the collection?
Yeah, so we started with the Flame collection, and they're gamified. So there are different traits. There is white, there is blue, yellow, red, and what we call Nova. And that's how they go in rarity. So Nova is the rarest. And you get, once the collection is minted out, you will get basically a bounty reward depending on what color you minted. So for the Nova one, you get 1.5 million tokens back. For the red one, you get 1 million. And for the yellow ones right now, you get 100K earned back. So basically what you use to mint, you get back.
Current bounties.
Current bounties, yeah.
And that's coming out of the NFT wallet?
Correct, yes.
Mhm.
It's a
It's
self-sustaining
basically or not everything, but so a portion will be used to pay out these bounties, and the rest of it will be used to collect reflections in that wallet that then also will be distributed to the NFT holders, what we call a reflection share.
Correct, yeah.
So
Something.
The NFT wallet that holds all the earn tokens, that's basically like Bertha holding the NFTs from there.
Massive. It'd be half of the circulating supply once everything's minted out, possibly even more at the rate of the burn that's happening. And so you're looking at, even after all the bounties are paid out, with some possible adjustments to different trade colors, we're still looking at over 100 million earn tokens sitting in that wallet. That's insanely massive. And so
and the thing sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the thing to remember, guys, is that these bounties do not get paid until the flames mint out or until the flamelings mint out. Let's specifically talk about flames for the moment. So flames are at roughly 770.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's roughly 770, I think. So we have roughly 230 more. So another 23 million earned to go into that wallet. And once those flames mint out, then the bounties will be paid on the flames. And then the reflection share or dividend share, I'm not quite sure how you...
I'm on their website right now.
Yeah, we call it a reflection share because it's not really dividends. It's just basically an airdrop for the reflections that have been accumulated in that wallet, which is currently at about 2.5 million earn tokens. Last I checked, about $14,000 worth of earn. And so basically we just cut that in half because half goes to the flame holders for the collection being minted out. And that is just sent out proportionate to what NFTs you hold. So they're going to get all NFT holders will get a massive earn airdrop after everything's minted out. On top of,
are you going to? Sorry to interrupt again. Are you going to separate those wallets so like the flame will have its own whatever's left after the bounties?
So whoever holds the NFT is going to get that.
I don't think I explained what. So if tomorrow the flame and flamelings minted out, there would be 200 million in one wallet, right? You would pay all the bounties. That would leave roughly 100 million left. Are you going to keep one wallet with 100 million for the two NFT collections, or are you going to break that so that flames will collect and the flamelings will collect? Essentially making the flame collection has its own wallet. The flameling collection has its own wallet. The reason I'm asking is because down the line, the flame holders could make a DAO of whatever, to maybe however they want to govern themselves, and so the flamelings could do the same thing. Have you guys thought that about that at all? Or you're just going to keep one wallet that will continue to collect?
Yeah, we hadn't thought about it, but totally open to doing that. I mean, maybe that makes sense to do, to just simply split it like that. But essentially now it's just all going to one wallet, which everyone can see. It's actually labeled buy, hold, earn.eth. And right now it's just collecting it all in one pool, essentially.
Yeah, and how we will do it with the rewards is that we basically allocate the same amount of tokens to each trait. and then just split it by the holders within that trade.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter at this point to split it. But you're right, like if we want to facilitate something like a DAO or for other reasons, that's totally possible.
Yeah, because right now the difference between, other than the Flamelings being absolutely awesome, I mean the Flames are good too, don't get me wrong, but the Flamelings pictures are amazing. So other than the picture aspect, whether you're more classic with the Flame or you like maybe the anime style of the Flamelings, is Flames will give you access to what you're calling the shill tank.
Right. So we've talked to a number of projects. We just because we've been in the space the way we have, we've developed relationships with other builders, developers in the space, and they all run into the similar issues. They have tokens. They want to bring awareness to their communities, and they want to provide tokens to communities actually to help do that, be it doing a shill tank. And that will be something that we'll provide to the Flame NFT holders if we want to have this project present to our community. Then those tokens will be provided to the Flame NFT holders. Now, what those tokens are worth, they could be worth nothing. They could be worth something substantial. I mean, that's really all dependent on the project.
Are you going to require them to pay a part of that and earn?
We were just going to have them do it in their token, and then it's just essentially going to go out to everyone that holds a Flame NFT. Yeah, just as simple as that. So they provide, for example, $5,000 worth of their token. Then we basically just take that amount of their token, do a snapshot of who's holding Flame NFTs. We just get their wallets directly at the blockchain, and we just airdrop it out to them. Simple as that.
So the shill tank is kind of like a launch pad for the buy, hold, earn ecosystem. Is that correct?
Yeah, not really a launch pad, but really just a way actually to bring awareness to actual legit projects that are out there that we want. And to earn too.
It's kind of trying to build symbiotic relationships with other communities. So that's why we have been like really trying to build out our spaces. We are on there like every day. So at some point, the idea is that really that the ecosystem of Earn is really so established that we can projects are interested. They already show interest.
Yeah.
That they are interested in presenting what they have to our Earn community, and as a perk, they will give out airdrops to the Flame NFT holders. Okay. And we even have like ideas. You could even start like relating to what you said about the DAO, that you could have some voting system for the Flame holders that then you could vote on these projects. There's a lot that you could build on top of that. But it's basically really to reach out to other communities because, I mean, to be real, like everyone is always like concerned when you talk about other projects, but everyone is investing in multiple projects, and we can learn from each other between these communities, and we can spread our communities across those. And so it should be trying to really elevate the projects that are working, that are grinding, because there's just too many scams that undermine that awesome work that is done in the space. And so that would give another platform for legit projects that we will vet, and hopefully also with the community to vet and give them a platform to promote their project.
That's well said. Yeah. That's well said, because I'm sure we might get a little hate for bringing on someone else on for that's not Elephant, but it's good. Crypto in general is good, and we need to work together to grow awareness of crypto if we want everything to succeed. So, and it's important to try to go after something and talk about something that's not a rug pull or a scam or anything like that.
Oh, absolutely, AG. I mean, I think the spaces that we hold during the day, I think roughly there's about 3 or 4 different projects that we're just chilling, talking about what they're building, getting updates, just collaborating. It's a friendly environment. It's really cool too, because it's nice to develop these relationships with other people and people in different communities, because who knows, maybe their project goes to $1 billion market cap, you know, well before yours does. But because you've established a good relationship, rapport with the members of that community, it's like water. It's the flow of least resistance, the path it's going to go. They're going to probably rotate funds over into a project that they know, someone that they know. They're not going to go explore out and try to find something brand new. The bull market moves really fast. And I've seen this happen twice, even myself personally. When I've made money in something, I tend to look at things that I already know, because otherwise you might get caught up in something that is a scam or a rug pull. And so in general, in the bear market, it's good to build relationships, understand different technology, and avoid certain mistakes that people unfortunately make in the space. And I think that's really overlooked because a lot of this stuff out there is just hype, lives off hype only alone, and they're not really building anything. And so we know this works because I've already been approached a number of times, given tokens to say, hey, can you provide this to your community? And this is where it came from. I've been given thousands of dollars of tokens from legitimate projects. And I'm like, what do we do with these tokens? How about a great idea? Let's provide them to our community for the flame holders, because they're just sitting, and I want to like, you know, work together with these other communities and build this relationship and reward our holders at the same time. And it just works. It just makes sense to do that. And so
do you have a big bag of tokens already ready for the flamelings to mint out?
The flames, not the
flames. Sorry.
The flames, yeah. I have a decent bag of several tokens that'll be ready to be sent out. I still would like for them to present and talk, and you know, several already have. But yeah, it's not something that we would test out. It's already happening, to say.
Nice.
So what's the roadmap look like for the remainder of 2024? What's buy hold earns communities bigger goals for this year?
So funny, when you go into our Telegram, you type in roadmap, what it comes up is buy hold earn. Yeah, literally in there.
That's the roadmap. Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
That's the simple. That's the simple thing that Zach was saying earlier. We need to simplify it, and you know, the marketing just, it's so perfect. When people ask, what do I do? Buy it, hold it, you earn it. Period. Yeah. That's, you don't have to do anything else. Buy it, hold it, earn it.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, it's worked.
Keep it simple, stupid, right? Kiss it. And right, we know with DeFi and crypto in general, people get lost in the sauce. They think, oh yeah, like we're talking about liquidity pools, and I got to get a hot wallet, and make sure you get your cold wallet, and make sure that you lock your door before you go to bed at night. And right, so you got to do all these things. And like the more simple you make your call to action or your onboarding process for helping new community members who want to hold your token, right? All of those things just allow exponential value to be created for your project. And I wanted to jump back, kind of something you mentioned too about just being a ethical developer and being someone looking to create value in this space. That just, like you're saying, you network with so many people, and it just helps build up our communities all together. It's a positive, net positive. We're a good guy in the space, right? There's so many people who have nefarious and malicious intentions. So by building a tribe of people who want things to, be fair and, us earn wealth together and build wealth together, right? It just means it makes all that difference going forward, that long term. So I love to hear that. That's definitely how I know AG and Goldwyn and I are all in the same headspace. So it's awesome to hear that.
Yeah, it's also education too, and actually learning together. I mean, anyone that's sat in the space with me, I constantly, probably annoyingly say, DCA, figure out your plan. Don't listen to anyone telling you how much to invest. You personally know that yourself. If you have only $1,000, do not try to game it and enter one time. Split it up into pieces so you're calm and it's comfortable. And I say that because community sentiment is really big. It's like the morale when you're like in a battle. You want to make sure your soldiers are like, they think they're going to win. Otherwise, if they start, thinking this is all over, it gets really bad really quick. And so I've just found from my experience, it's ideal to like try our best to keep things cool and try to say, and not tell everyone, go ape like savings, go over invest. I even tell all the time when I go in these like spaces, don't listen to me. Take a week or two, read up on it, go read the white paper, and then if you decide it's okay, then go maybe invest in it. But I even said that the other day on Kid and Watch show. I'm like, don't just listen to someone tell you about this project and go invest in it. Take your time. We're 140 days old, which is shocking that people think that's a long time in the crypto space, because in traditional business, that's no time at all. But a lot of these projects don't make it a month. They don't even make it a week. And so we just designed this thing to last a long time. And we spent a lot of time just talking to people, trying to build up that base, explaining what liquidity is, price impact, methods of selling, methods of investing, different blockchain options, ways to actually, different options they can actually get involved in the project. And just educating is really big. And telling them you got to be careful. Just don't, click on any links and stuff like that, because a number of people will do very well this bull run, and they're going to lose a lot of money. And it's very sad when it happens. But I think that's underrated. I think some people focus on buy my cryptocurrency, buy this thing, you invest everything. And it's not about just educating and working together and getting to know the people in your community, because I think that's very important.
Yeah, I like that. Like if you focus on seeking knowledge, seek wisdom, focus on that. Start small, and then once you understand how a lot of these different levers work, then you can maybe take on more risk as your experience level increases. But totally agree. That's definitely what I preach as well.
Yeah, back to your question, what plans we have for 2024. So what we haven't touched on is actually the Flameling NFT collection. And that is very special because actually on top of getting also a reflection share, if you hold an NFT, you might be selected to launch your own Flameling token, which is currently they're launched on BNB. They're dividend tokens. So there is a 4% tax. 2% of that is actually used to pay out dividends in Earn. And the other 2%, we cover some development fees because we provide the liquidity, we do the development, we launch these tokens on the chain. And they have really done so well. And it's like a franchising concept where you can get your own Flameling token. You get an airdrop in the beginning based on your trade of the NFT. I think it's 5% for the Nova, 4 for the red ones, the 2 for the yellow ones, and 1 for the white ones.
Where's the blue ones?
Oh, yeah, the blue ones.
Blue's important for some reason.
Yeah, blue is important. Yeah. And they are taking a life on their own. We actually on Wednesday, I think he's going to do it on Wednesday, not tomorrow. But he's doing it on Wednesday. One of our Flameling tokens, 177, he is going to launch his own NFT collection of 177 flame starters. And they look super cool. He is like doing really well with marketing and everything. And what we've seen just today and yesterday, really when one of these Flameling takes off, the others go too, because they just, people learn about them. And so basically for 2024, we're trying to expand that concept. There will be more Flameling tokens. We might also go onto other chains so we can spread the awareness there as well. And we also had basically inspired by you guys, talking to you guys, it would be really fun to have basically a sort of a Flameling index. So you can buy multiple Flamelings together and basically, mitigate your risk a little bit, right? And
we're gonna need a finder's fee on that. Just
yeah, totally, totally.
Yeah, Goldwyn is a tokenomics advisor.
Yeah, no. So there is a lot of ideas, and to point out again, like yes, we launched this token, but we didn't take any fee or anything. We are the point people because we have the privilege to actually work full time on this. But a lot comes also from the community. The Flameling collection actually exists. It was born over several spaces because some people mentioned it would be nice to have NFTs with some personality. And
we love community input.
And that's how we came up with that. Also with the Flameling dividend tokens. And so we will see where this goes. Like, we have a really strong core community that is really contributing in terms of shilling their own Flamelink tokens, but also to the Earn ecosystem overall.
Look at that little guy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Look at this guy. He's
Little guy
dancing for
right
it.
there.
Actually,
He's
that
on
one
fire.
is
He looks
doing well right now.
Yeah. I feel like that should be talking or saying something right now.
She got it blocked.
Really?
Yeah, she just needs the voiceover. Couldn't decide on a
What if
sound.
what if there's an audio when you go to the website and that little thing is saying buy holder or something?
Do it, man. You know,
That's so
those
smart.
little AI avatars. You should make
Lay-
it talk, right? The little voice on them.
Layla, we need you to voice over.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing that you guys, Nadina, that you said that really I'm not even kidding you. 4 times today I've been told to expand upon this. Is the Flameling NFT tokens earn BNB.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah.
So all you have to do is hold the individual Flameling tokens, and when there is buy, sell, earn on that Flameling token, then you earn BNB earn.
Yeah.
And the Flamelink token, right?
No, just BNB earn. You don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different. It's not a reflection token. It's really just a dividend token. So you get every few transactions. It's based on a threshold. It will pay out your earn rewards based on your holdings, and it's a really good way of accumulating cheap earn, because if you think earn is way too expensive right now, you think it's too high up, buy Flamelink tokens and earn them passively.
Yeah, they all
because they have also a huge potential to take off too.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
And what's really cool, Zach, which you might not know about, is because each one of the Flamelings will have a token eventually. So there will be 1,000 sub tokens that all of the different communities, like shout out to Creative. He's the one that just launched OX177, who's now launching his own NFTs.
Yeah.
So he has a community that follows him. And so now his community is using his token, right? So now there's his entire community that might have been brought in because of OX177 is now diving back into earn, right? Like shout out to Stinger. Stinger's the one that approached me because his token launched OX159. Now he literally told me 24 hours before his launch, so I wasn't able to get into his launch, but I have since been buying. I bought his token. Actually, cool. I bought all of them, but I have bought more of Stinger's token because he's the one that brought us in. So shout out to Stinger. He's also the one that told me to make sure that we talk about the Flameling getting earn BNB, not Flameling reflections.
Yeah, the Flamelings are a wildly massive marketing move. Because
it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with it,
to get used to it, to understand it all.
It does, but
now I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Because you have like Wilder. She's what OX 13.
Yeah.
Right. So she has her community that she talks to, and her Twitter spaces or her Twitters are awesome.
Wookie has 21.
Yeah, he's doing well.
OX 21. I mean, OX 0 is. I mean, it's just OX 0. I mean, you have to. That's the. Right.
Oh, he's doing good.
It pumped a little
today.
He's trying. He's trying.
No, I'm saying I don't know how it's not doing better. It's OX 0. Like in my mind, like that's the one that. Because that's where everything started, right? 0.
Yeah. It could run. It's wild, and that's what you're saying. Every single one of these come out. It's personalized to the individual. There's 1,000
So if Zach goes on Mint's one right now,
he could have his own token.
You can build your own token, and then you can market it however you want to. Build some NFTs on it. Do whatever you want to do to it. Promote it to your community, and you win passive income with earn tokens.
So I was going to add
buy and sell.
I think Stinger wanted me to mention too is that there's some numbers people should be aware of with these Flameling tokens. You go out right now and mint a Flameling. we want people that met these flamelings that want a token to actually put in a little bit of work, make a post, say, hey, I would want mine to be a flameling. We're just not making them for every person out there. We want people that are actually engaging and active in the community.
Want them to earn it.
Want them to earn it, yeah. So it gets really interesting because if we do a random draw once a week, and not once roughly every week, because it's going to be like 20 years of doing these things out. And last time there was like 5 to pick from. But if it's yours that's picked, and say that it's just a yellow one, for example, we'll just use that because that's what 177 got, right? So for us picking your flame, Ling, and making a token out of it, you get 3% of the circulating supply automatically sent to you at launch. That's yours. You can sell it, you can burn it, you can add it to liquidity, you can airdrop, you can do whatever. Well, here's what gets interesting. At only a 10K market cap, that 3% is $300. At a 100K market cap, that's $3,000. If it happens to go to $1 million, it's 30 grand. I fully expect that the flamelings, just because they're tied to earn, to be roughly long-term about 10% of earn's value, just trailing along, because it only makes sense. They're just gonna kind of like follow,
And each of them pumps earn.
And each one pumps earn.
Yeah. Right. So if one of them runs, it also benefits the earn holders.
Yeah.
And the initial idea came up because we see there are people that like to just buy something and then hold it for long term. But there are all these degens people that they just hold something for 3 hours.
3 minutes.
And 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And so they're just chasing launches, right? But we don't want to basically tap into those communities. We can't do anything else than just having these flameling tokens. This kind of taps into these communities that just want new launch.
Yep.
And then there are those that really want to make something out of it, right? So we're really trying to tailor it to like the different types of people that we have in the crypto space.
Because a lot of people in the space there's a lot of people in the space who do not buy a token over 100 million, over 100K market cap. A lot of folks will not touch a token that's over $1 million or 2 million and so on. And so we've even talked to a number of folks that like, if it's not below 10K or 100K, I don't only bother with it. And there's a lot of folks that do that. But like, how do you get earned to them when they won't touch your token because it's over a 2 million market cap? You have a dilemma here. And so you create this thing that is supported by a community member that they're going to buy into because there's a 1K market cap launch. They ape into it, buy it, hold it. They're earn tokens being sent to their wallet that they may or may not be aware of, that has now been automatically airdropped to them. And we have made a new holder without paying anything. And you could just do that over and technically 994 more times, essentially.
Hey, R2R is looking for a mascot. So if you hear my voice and you happen to have a red or a Nova that you want to sell, reach out to me, because R2R is looking for a mascot so that we can then try to get our token. So if you're out there and you have a lonely flameling that needs a home, Daddy needs a new friend.
Well, I've been talking about doing, not for this one, it's currently ending, but it would be nice if we did do a biggest buy competition for a red or a Nova coming up in the future. Got to figure out the parameters for it, though. Yeah. Currently, that thing is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
First of all, Crypto KR is going to win, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do or who's going to enter.
I don't know.
I had a quick question about that token generation off of the flameling, for the particular flameling. Is that liquidity pool separated from the earn pool? Like any buys or sells of that token, is that just a whole new token? I guess.
Yeah. So technically, 177, it's possible it could be worth more than the earn market cap at some point. It could, maybe 177 goes to a 50 million market cap before earn does. Fully possible, but on the way up though, it's buying up earn off the chart and pumping earn at the same time and airdropping everyone that's trading it. So it's like,
is that because there's that feed from people buying the 177, like that fee is still being used for the earn liquidity.
Correct. Yeah. It's like McDonald's becoming bigger than McDonald's corporate, but then we've upgraded to the Lobster. It's not that McDonald's.
It's a reflection token, but instead of reflecting the token OX177 or X159, it buys earn and reflects earn.
So the 4%
if the circulating supply and earn is constantly getting smaller and smaller. So each Flameling token has a tax on it that goes out, and the contract buys off those tokens off the chart and then sends them to the holders of these Flameling tokens. So these tokens are being distributed.
And you say it was a 3%? Is that the standard, I guess, for the owner, the fee?
3% for the yellow, 4% for the red, and 5% for the Nova, and the white trade color gets 1%. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. And then is there any other fee? So that's just to the generator of the token, but is there any of that fee that goes to the liquidity of the earn token? I'm sorry if you answered that already.
Yeah, so we do everything. We develop it, we self-fund the liquidity, and then we just put that tax on it actually that just pays that initial cost to launch it. After that is covered, as explained on the website, then it just goes all towards the token.
Gotcha.
Their contracts are announced and these liquidity's locked. They're their own thing that support earn.
Gotcha. Right. So Zach, it's 4%. 2% buys earn and reflects that to the holders of the token, not to the earn token, to the Flameling token.
Yes. Okay.
And then 2% goes to marketing. Basically.
Gotcha.
Let's hear your thoughts on that, Zach, because I see your brain just.
I was just kind of digesting. I was just digesting how the tokenomics work of this NFT. I think it's an interesting way of, like you're saying, having the fee structure. I was just curious, like value capture and how you guys think of that in terms of your different products, like these two different NFT lines, and how what fees you charge. That's all I was looking into.
The engagement has been interesting. We found, because I monitor a lot of analytics in regards to like social engagement, and since we started doing this, basically it says it's skyrocketed because everyone that has one tends to share it out with people they know. So if you have your own Flameling token, your launch is coming up, what are you going to do? They're going to tell your buddies, invest in this token, it's mine, guys. And usually if they're close to you, they're not going to like just dump on you because they're friends. So we created this system where someone mints an NFT and they're like, okay, that thing costs $500 worth of earn tokens. How about I just make a post that I would like mine to be the next one that's launched? The second it gets to a 10K market cap, you already paid back the cost of launching this thing. Plus, if it's a yellow one, you're going to get that 100K earn back to you once it's minted out. And if it goes to a 100K market cap, you make $3,000 just on the airdrop alone, not including the earned dividends you earn for just holding the airdrop that you got at the same time. So then it becomes it's a weird like no-brainer to like just mint one and then just simply just make a post on X saying, hey, pick me. I would like this because it could pay you up to 10 times the cost of minting it. And this, you're not selling the NFT, you still keep it. That's just all the additional stuff that comes with it, not even including the reflection share down the line too. I mean, it's pretty wild math when you look into it. And as one gets to 100K, it's just inevitable that everyone that comes out after that will do that too, because in a weird way, even though they're not arbitrage together, there's some type of psychological arbitrage going on.
Yeah, like the market, all I know what you mean, gets created based off of the different what the predecessors and
it's like they said like, oh, this one went to this one to go to this too, and then it's chasing each other. It's weird. Yeah,
definitely.
Hey,
that's
so
what's
one
really
question
cool about all these markets you can spin up thanks to DeFi. Yeah, it's cool.
So one question about the 2% marketing team fee. After you guys make your money back for supplying the liquidity and marketing, or the fees that associated with launching the token, does the fees go back to that token, or does it just go back to earn as like an earn marketing budget?
So the contracts are renounced on these. We did that because there's a number of warnings and issues that come up if you don't do that, especially when you have modifiable tax. And so it's just ideal to do that on these tokens. The 2% actually, after it accumulates, it'll just go towards supporting the token. Maybe a coin market cap listing or additional liquidity could be used to add to that token as it grows.
So it's per token. So like the 2%, like let's take Stinger's OX159.
Yes.
So he said that his is almost paid off. His market or launch fee, let's call it that. His launch fee is almost paid off. So then once his launch fee is paid off, then the fees that his token generate go back to his token.
Yeah, 100%.
That's pretty awesome.
And as long as there's someone that actually is still like really running it, of course, these things are self-sustainable, and since they're inside the Earn ecosystem, this is where it gets really cool, because Nadina has connected all the websites together to Earn. So whenever you go to one of these Flameling tokens, it's buyholdearn.com/the Flameling token. So every single time someone shares out their Flameling token, the domain all points back to Earn. All the links point back to Earn. That you buying this token, you're getting Earn for holding this token. And so some people are like, well, you're launching a token that's going to completely like take all your attention away from Earn. No, everything about this thing is directly back to Earn.
I mean, the OX177 launch was, literally their TG group was bananas. Like they must have had 12 or 1,500 posts during the launch. So, all those people that didn't know about Earn now do. So So that it really is like, it's money well spent, if that's what,
Yeah.
It's cool.
I mean, essentially, that's the crazy thing too. Aside from the time, because we're just using the taxes to pay back the launch cost and the time. This is wild, because most times people will spend like an ETH or 5 ETH to pay someone for a Twitter post or something like that. Influencers, these things are self-sustainable. They're paying for the cost of creation. They're paying the person that has the token a lot. If it just goes to a 10K market cap, and it's adding all these holders that really want to get into new launch that are being in a weird way kind of infected with Earn tokens without even knowing it. Like they're chasing these launches and they're paying for their own airdrops. And it's insane, when you look at it. And our holder count on the BNB side has 6x since we started doing this. Because they're getting all these BNB Earn tokens, and they maybe don't even know they're even there, but they're sitting in their wallet. And so our holder count, as every time we do this, is gonna grow exponentially. I expect actually, as we get to 10 or 12, we will have maybe 4 to 5 times the amount of holders on the BNB side that we have on each side, and it's just gonna keep on.
So I've got a Flameling NFT. If you picked me, could I say put mine on Solana network?
So Solana currently doesn't support dividends, rewards, taxes.
It could, but I don't know, or we don't know.
Well, that'd be her. She would know that.
Solana is a little bit tricky because their chain is just differently configured. You don't have like one contract for each token. You basically use a program that many different tokens can use. And there isn't an official dividend token that can pay out another token to holders. It only, I think the ones that they currently have, they pay out Solana. So to holders.
Oh yeah, they do Sol directly. Yeah.
That would need like a lot of development. You always have to test thoroughly and audit it. So that would be quite a big expense. To do that, if someone wants to do that on their own, that's always possible.
But we could do Polygon, Arbitrum, Base, ADEX.
Yeah.
Which is why in the future we're expanding to those different chains, because I've already checked those ones I just mentioned. You can do this. On.
Crypto KR said when he wins the big buy event in 2 hours, the Flameling token you're going to mint, he would like to launch on Arbitrum.
Arbitrum. Yeah, we could do Arbitrum. We'd be the first one on Arbitrum. Yeah. I mean, and that expands out to the Arbitrum community, because there's so many people on Arbitrum that are just going to chase a new launch. And now they're getting Arbitrum Earn sent out to them. And every single day, every transaction, Earn is decreasing in circulating supply. And it's being just spread out everywhere. across all the different chains, different holders. It's wild when I look at it. Sometimes I don't talk about it, but when I look into like everything else, just like it's contagious how it just spreads out. It's pretty insane, and all this thing it's self-sustainable because as different tokens and change in value, which is dynamically going to happen, BNB goes up in price, but earn is attached to BNB. Then BNB goes up. That means there's an arbitrage opportunity between going from ETH to BNB because BNB has changed in value. People are going to transfer their tokens to the BNB blockchain, which creates a burn event and redistribution of tokens to holders, and which burns tokens. And as ETH and BNB change, as Solana and Arbitrum, Base, because only way it would stop, in my opinion, is if all the cryptocurrencies that we move this thing on to stop changing in price.
Mm. Yep.
So do you guys have a sorry, Zach, I saw you fix ask them. Do you have a bot or something that arbitrages for you guys? Or
No,
is it
right now it's just people.
It's just people doing it?
Yeah, there are other people that have bots. There are a lot of bots that do arbitrage. It seems to work. Like we always have it equalized.
Yeah.
After maybe a few days.
Yeah, I woke up around 6 o'clock one day and I looked at my phone and Crave was like, "Gee, someone sold like a ton of on the Solana side to dump their entire bag." I looked over. It wasn't 5 minutes. Somebody transferred over to Solana and bought it up. Like it's like people are going to leave money sitting on the table. I mean, people are the bigger the community gets, the more people are going to be monitoring these opportunities. It doesn't make any sense. And so somebody like, "Oh, set up bots to arbitrage." I'm like, well, as we just grow bigger and people know the system, I mean, anyone that sees $100 sitting there, they're not going to pick it up. And so it's the more people there are, the less that's going to be optional to happen.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask a little bit about that. You mentioned like community growth and exponential growth. What are some of your strategies or thoughts about building, a community when it comes to cryptocurrency? I know you guys are on a show like Rugs to Riches, the best crypto podcast on the internet. But what other kind of ways have you found to be effective? Like you mentioned, with getting new creators and other people, influencers in the space.
Yeah, so we spend a lot of time on spaces and actually literally talking with other builders, people in the crypto community, establishing those relationships. Spend a lot of time on TG spaces and just talking to people. I mean, I find it very, I'd say, super effective, just taking the time to have a conversation with someone on X about crypto in general. And I think probably, once every day, actually, I go into probably like 4 or 5 spaces a day. And I'm not even talking about earn, just establishing relationships. I'm also, takes time. I'm in a number of well rooms or private rooms, whatever you want to call them, where you just constantly building relationships with other people in the community. You just takes time to get to know people, and then you don't really even need to talk about earn. Most times they just ask what's going on with the project you're working on, and then we just talk about the project they're in, and it's fairly friendly. And that's how it expands. We do have an event coming up. March 9th, we're going to be doing a play to earn video game event. Give it the name, where people can come out, just some free pizza and some drinks, and people can play like Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and we're going to give away earn to people that play, video games, networking and talking to other crypto people in the community out here in Chicago. I mean, I think that's the best way to go about doing it. The whole wild hype shilling that goes on out there, I don't think is very effective, at least not for the type of holders that we want in the community. I want people to understand what the project is about. They actually want to talk about everything that we're doing and how it started and how it all works and how they can be involved. People sometimes think that we pay Wookie and Wilder to be on spaces all the time. We don't pay people anything. They're just doing this because they're part of the community, and they're working and doing this for the project. I mean, it's 100% community driven, and it is.
Zach knows how that is.
Wait, y'all aren't paying to be on our show?
No.
Darn, we're doing this whole crypto thing wrong, man. We got to get some money thrown around.
Yeah, I just think a lot of people just don't understand. Like, it's I think it's different now today than it was back in 2021. A lot of folks back then would put in the work with the projects they were in. It's changed now. You even see it in like TG groups where they have this shield that it's silly, right?
What?
It locks the chat because people won't go to X and click on a like button. Oh my God. And so these businesses.
Who does that?
Because people don't do that anymore. They don't take the time to go like and repost.
But you complain then in a post that we should shut it off.
Yeah. And
I'd rather take that out than
you need to shut off this a thing that locks the chat. I'm like, well, if you click like X amount of times, it does it automatically.
Yeah. Hey Zach, I need to show you. Somebody put something in one of the groups that they got sent like a community mod. What was that like? Resume. So he was like the resume was what all the tokens they have been mod for, and they're now a professional community moderator.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
that.
there are legit Discord moderators, and like this is a Telegram moderator, or just a guy who's just a moderator for everything. Is that what
it's? I think it was specifically it said Telegram. I'll have to find it. It was
I think Golden, you could be one of those guys, man, with controlling the FUD channel on Discord, and now Telegram, now doing your own podcast, now having your own Telegram show, man. You're pretty good as a community manager, I'd say, as well. You're pretty good at getting people's voices heard and helping people learn about crypto. So I don't know, that might be in your future. Might be an earned moderator.
Maybe. I am. Did I get mod status? I think I got mod status.
Look at that. One more.
AG.
I was going to mention Michael before I forget. Let me keep cutting Goldwyn off.
It's all good.
Potentially, I don't know if you guys have started a YouTube channel, but that might be a great repository of basic information, or maybe if you do a video of you just discussing the different NFTs, stuff like that. It can just be a video archive of everything that Earn has to offer.
Just your AMAs too.
It's on to list. We actually have a YouTube channel. I have 5,000 subs, and I keep telling stuff every single day. I'm going to sit down like today. We're going to talk about Earn, but then we found we're in spaces or chasing our 2.5 around the house.
Hey, we're all in the media space too, man. Trust me, I know the struggle every day, right? The creator struggle.
Sit down and focus.
Hey, Mike, if you guys just record your spaces and stuff, you could literally just drop that right into your YouTube, and people will listen to it. You know how many times I literally just put in YouTube and put in my headphones when I'm driving? I never watch what's on it. I just listen to it.
You guys are beautiful people in a beautiful location. You know how many ugly people there are in crypto? Come on. You gotta start your podcast or whatever, your YouTube. Some people have to put fake backgrounds up. They're so crazy. Look at these.
I was literally gonna say that. Our backgrounds are, well, not Zach's actually his wall, but mine and AG's backgrounds are AI generated, and you guys have the best background, and it's real. People probably think that your background is AI generated, except that Nadina walked through the kitchen to get to her chair, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's really good AI.
It's awesome.
That's any media feedback, whatever, golden tidbit, whatever you want to call it. My 2 cents. You guys have your great personalities, great on camera. You guys have your project founders. That is the way, and you're doing your spaces, like you're saying. And spaces, don't get me wrong, are amazing, and that's all voice, right? But use video, show those expressions and show your passion for your project. And I think that will help just let people find your project even more appealing, kind of thing. Just some thoughts.
No, I appreciate it. I'm gonna buckle down. Let's do it. Set an hour a day.
Here's
literally the camera position you got right now. Boom. That's it. Boom.
So here's a question from That's literally the name, They said, let's have a price prediction for fun. Where do you think the token's going? Are we still early? And how does the earned price compare to reflection tokens at their all-time high?
That's a good question.
I know this is a great question. And I want it to be answered because I already know the answer. But it's a great answer. So,
yeah. we actually made a graphic about this because we just compared it to so-called reflection tokens that were out there. You know, SafeMoon, Saitama, Evermoon. There's a graphic out there, you can see that. And I pointed out on there too is that it's very important to know that Earn is a true reflection token. 100% of the taxes or fees go back to all holders. These other ones that came out there weren't that. It wasn't 100%, but they still call themselves reflection tokens. Even so, several of those went into the billions. I'm talking 15, $20 billion market cap. They just run. I mean, there's a lot of human psychology to it. When you look at your wallet and you can see your number just going up in real time, it's weird, right? And it incentivizes you a little bit not to sell because you become a little curious about like your wallet growing, and then knowing that that number, the circulating supply, is going down in every single transaction. Also makes you feel like I'm holding something that's increasing while this thing is decreasing at the same time. But in general, several reflection tokens went into the several billions of dollars of market cap. So,
And what's the market cap of Earn right now?
2.4 million.
Okay, so the answer is, are you early? Earn is 2.4 million, and like tokens went into the billions. So
yeah, I would expect something. I have my one thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to do this too in our chat. I'm going to remove the market cap once we get over a penny. And the reason I'm going to do that is because when people think about cryptocurrencies on the top 50 page of CoinMarketCap, who here can tell me the market cap of any cryptocurrency on CoinMarketCap on the first page? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Everyone knows the price, but nobody knows what the market cap is. When your token gets more established, people don't think about the price. That's the thing about the market cap. They think about price. I don't think in the top 100 page I can tell you the market cap of any single cryptocurrency, but I can tell you price of several cryptocurrencies out there.
Yeah, and it's silly to, especially in DeFi, to think about the market cap instead of price, because you can artificially inflate the market cap by just adding more zeros to your total supply.
Especially as you move to additional blockchains. And this is something that you guys are probably seeing that's interesting. As we bridge to Solana, DNB, base chain, all market cap is circulating supply on that chain times price, which is why the market cap does not match up on BNB, on Ethereum, or on Solana. But what does match up is price. And that's why price is really all that matters. Nobody knows the price of a cryptocurrency, the market cap of a cryptocurrency on a centralized exchange. It's not displayed anywhere. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And so if you focus more on price and less on market cap, then you just think about a penny, you think about 5 cents, you think about $1. That's the terminology you start talking in. But most times in the meme coin / cryptocurrency space, the focus initially is going to be on market cap because that's what everyone points towards until you become more established. And then it's what is the price of the coin or what is the price of the token? And that's what's more focused on. I mean, I'm serious. I can't think of the market cap on any cryptocurrency on the top 100 page of CoinMarketCap.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like it's especially huge for like the investor psychology, having that, like you mentioned, oh, it's at a penny. Oh, it can go to 2 pennies or 5 pennies.
Yeah.
And I found that, like you mentioned, the market cap, it's just something I think from traditional finance, people are kind of pulling it along. And because it's these kind of coin listing sites want to put it right in front, that people follow for it. And people try to compare, right? Like, oh, you know, this market cap of this token in this industry is this, and so this one is comparable and that. But I agree with you, especially with speculative instruments or speculative investments. That's the only thing people care about is price. Something that in Elephant Money, something that we try to promote is the Bitcoin adjusted price. So what is the token's since the Elephant token has such a huge supply and we have that token's price is 0.00000 25 cents. We instead say, hey, what is this price and Bitcoin's price? So if the Elephant token only had 21 million tokens in its supply, what would be the supply adjusted price? So right now that's roughly like $9-10. So we like to tell people who are looking into the elephant money ecosystem, hey, buying the elephant token right now is comparable to buying $10 Bitcoin. So that's just something that helps investor psychology.
Right.
And another thing you mentioned is when people see the price going up, people like also having large quantities. Like nobody, honestly, that when I talk to beginners, especially in crypto, they don't like owning 0.0001 Bitcoin, right? They want to have 1 million Dogecoin. They want to have 5 billion, whatever, XYZ. And it is just, once again, it's one of those kind of immature things when people first start to get into crypto. But it's just something that nonetheless is a real thing, that people will buy coins because they can buy 1 trillion of them, or they'll do a token because they, XYZ reason. Oftentimes not the most utilitarian or logical reason. Oftentimes it's this psychology reason.
Yeah, I think education is big in the space, and a lot of people I talk to don't even know that all market cap is a circulating supply times price. And as we bridged over to these different chains, I can tell you a lot of times I've had conversations with folks saying that the reason the market cap is different on BNB and Solana is because we've only moved over some of the supply. And as supply goes back and forth dynamically, it's going to change, because the more supply that's moved over, the higher the market cap is going to be. Yeah. But they just don't get it. And that's because of the way it's displayed. The first thing you see on DEX tools is market cap. Then you see price up there, but sometimes you don't even see it, because if you said if it has too many zeros, you don't even see the price at all. But the thing that stares everyone in the face is market cap. That's the big thing that shows up first.
And they always, there's the joke, you could make a pool, put, $1, essentially, and make a token, say that you have $1 million market cap when there's actually no liquidity at all. And so, like you said, it's this metric that is unuseful, but people use it as a metric to be like, it's only this, okay, do that.
Yeah,
developers who take advantage of that, trying to manipulate what their true market cap is.
Yeah, it's psychology, which is why I said that after we get over a penny, our buy bots that pop up, I'm just going to change. You just remove market cap, and I'm going to have just the price there, and then we can just focus more on what's the current price. This is an easier measurement. Then we say we're going to 2 cents, 10 cents. Like people said, like, what's prediction? I mean, like, I personally see this based off of total possible market capitalization. We're looking at 10 trillion. If it does kind of coincide to what other reflection tokens did back in the past, that even those that had their issues, when I go into that, I see it close to about $5 per earn token. That's roughly about $5 to $7 billion market cap, give or take. And a lot of that's dependent on things too. It's not going to be a straight up and it's there. We're going to run into some probably pretty nasty price ranges where it's going to stay there for probably months. There's going to be some wild spikes here and there, but I like to tell people that same thing, DCA in, be comfortable. It could be a fast ride or it could be a long ride, but the damn thing's designed to go up. It's just not going to be tomorrow, or it might not be next month, but no, don't get into this thing thinking that you're going to be rich in a day or a month. It could be a long time, and nobody knows your financial situation. If you only have $1,000 to your name and you're putting in $500, you should really rethink that, if that's a smart decision, because what if you put that money in and Bitcoin has a black swan event and it cuts in half? That's going to affect everything out there. And then what you're holding is going to be cut in half or even more dramatically. It has nothing to do with the project. It's just the cryptocurrency market in general. And a lot of people have that happen because they're not used to those dramatic drops, and they sell everything because they don't know the car's diving down. And then they panic, they start fudding, they're upset. The sentiment gets all screwed up because someone told them to overinvest or invest today. And I mean, that's why I just repeatedly tell people DCA and figure out what your own number is, because no one should be able to tell you that, how much money you are comfortable investing, because, we're not financial advisors. I mean, if you told me you had $100,000, I'm like, well, that's good. What are your debts? What are your liabilities? How many bills you have? Like, it's weird. I see that in the space a lot. People overly suggesting how much to invest, bro. Nobody knows how much money they have, because then you create this, like I said, you create this environment that can be unfortunately toxic, where people feel like you're responsible for the money that I lost because how much I put in that you should have known was too much. Essentially.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, there's that immaturity. It runs rampant in this space, and I think that's just as this asset class continues to mature, and especially everyone, not everyone, but a large majority of people in crypto are like of the younger generation, like 20s, 30s, early 40s. Like so a lot of those people also get very emotional when they do short-term decision making. But one thing I wanted to bring up is like just everyone on this call and people watching at home as well, right? When you build these DeFi protocols that are designed to go up over time, kind of like Earn, like you're mentioning, or like Elephant and the Elephant Money protocol, it's all about building a community. That's the word of the night. I can't say of like-minded people, because if you all row together, then the math is it can't be broken. It's written out in stone. So it's all about finding the group of people and building that tribe who understand and have the right education to DCA in over time, and that will all win, over time. So that's, I think that's very important. Like you said, education. I think it's fascinating hearing all of our speak, because I see all of us as the same person cut from the same cloth, right? As DeFi pioneers, educators, and people trying to help people learn about this really cool new technology.
No, it's really cool. Yeah. Floor is rising. I mean, there are a number of these. You can look at the basic adoption curves, and if you understand what's like an absolute floor versus what the average floor is based off of what people have invested in, they do just go up. And I think if people understand that and know how to invest accordingly based on their own personal situations, DCAing in, people can do very well. It's just most unfortunately go in too heavy one time, and they expect it to keep going up from that single point. And then when it doesn't do that unfortunately affects people pretty dramatically. But if they just went in a little bit at a time on the way up, they would look at this like everything's fine because I entered like here and here and here and here, just took their time, not entered at all, and just like waited to fully understand more about the project. I think a lot of people just unfortunately jump into things too quickly and don't understand the overall market and how things work.
There's so many people who bought Bitcoin at 300. It dropped to $200. They got so mad. They said, "What the hell is this? I don't know what's going on. I got in too big. I got way too excited. I'm done." And they sold it all.
Yeah.
And now 2 years later, 5 years later, they're looking at themselves crazy. So don't be one of those people. DYOR, and make sure you're well educated. I was going to ask you guys too. Go ahead. You're gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna add. That's what we're running into a little bit with the Flame NFT collection, where we mentioned it's actually a funny situation a little bit that we started minting out these things at $10 worth of earn tokens in the very beginning, and several people did mint out some red flames. And what we noticed, which is interesting, they would put these on the market for sale for the current earn price airdrop that's going to come out. And the first time we saw one sell, it was roughly about, I think 0.3 to 0.5 ETH worth of earn. Because it's funny, at that time period, the bounty reward that would go towards just owning that NFT was about that much worth of ETH. And so then as the earn price went up, they tried to sell it again. Somebody else sold it again for, I think, 0.6 or 0.65 worth of ETH. And what's happening is that they're not waiting for it to keep appreciating, and they're wanting to just get rid of it. Same thing, like they see the price going up and they want to like let it go, and versus just wait long term and appreciate just delayed gratification system. Because right now that same NFT worth of ETH is worth a hell of a lot more, than 0.65 ETH, just because of where. And so I fully expect that people that mint out their NFTs today will likely be doing the same thing at 10 million, 50 million market cap, and just letting them go. And it's weird how you see it happening, But yeah, so, it's just people that learn the whole. Yeah.
Fun fact: I bought that red NFT. I bought that red flame for 0.65. So I bought that because I was going to buy 1 million earn that day, and when I did the price comparison of buying 1 million earn, I could get the NFT for basically free. So
Yeah.
I bought it, and I bought that when earn was 0.1 or whatever 13. So if we look at the chart right now, we're at 0.00. It's 0.001. You don't want to pull it up because you'll be upset. It's 0.0051. So when I bought that red flame, it was 0.0013. So
0.0013. Oh, that's
Nice
way
game
below.
right there, my
That's further
friend.
back.
So when I like I said, so I just did the price exactly what you just said. Like I knew that I'm going to get 1 million earn when those mint out. So that night I was going to buy 1 million earn, which was 0.65.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah. And so what we've done is to create this delayed gratification system that makes it so that the NFTs, if you hold them, you can earn a lot more, and not even a very long time period. I mean, I think this happened, and it's definitely happened in less than 5 months. Yeah. And so as the value of earn goes up, the value of the NFTs follow them directly.
Cool.
So you made a little graph before. I think Zach, you might have to go to get out of here in a little bit, but Mikey, he made a little graph for me to show you. Mikey, you want to explain this graph that I'm about to throw on the screen?
Yeah. So this graph is just based on the same timeline of elephant money. So earn has been around 140 days, and so we just looked at the chart at 140 days just to put things into perspective for those that are deciding that now is a good time to sell before the start of a bull run for whatever reason.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, like you do you, but okay.
Hey, Mikey, one thing you're going to want to look into then is the Bitcoin chart for the same time frame, because the elephant chart over the 2-year period looks almost identical to the Bitcoin chart. That huge spike that you see on elephant, Bitcoin did that same thing about the exact same time at the 1-year mark, and it crashed back down almost verbatim. It's so crazy when you overlay them for the same time frame.
Yeah, I mean, we only have 2% of the tokens are made in the V2 pool. I mean, earn is currently in supply shock. It doesn't take much money to go up. Right now, there are some older holders actually that are just redistribution and cycling. But what's happening is that as that occurs, because of the tax, it's pulling more and more tokens out of the V2 pool and burning them out of circulation. So as people are, changing hands per se of like, I don't want these, you can have them. I don't want these, you can have them. There's less and less tokens available to buy, which means it's pretty crazy. But essentially, it takes more money to go down and less money to go up, essentially, because there's less tokens available in every single transaction. So if the same amount of money went out that went in, you're still going up, essentially.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think the cool I think the cool thing is I know that AG and I have kind of beat you up about your about earns
Liquidity.
Yeah, liquidity. Man, it just wasn't coming to me.
I know you're getting old.
What I know, and I'm not getting old. I am old. Look at this. But one of the interesting things that you showed before was the liquidity that you had the last time you were at 1 million market cap, right? It went up, it came back down, and then you showed the same market cap, 1 million, but what your liquidity was now. And then, I think AG and I have been in for about a month, and when we joined, the liquidity was under 100,000.
Now it's like 200.
Now it's like 250.
207 right now.
207.
Yeah. So the liquidity is generating at a rate of about 1.5% per transaction, not per buy sell, but per transaction, because there's a 2% transaction fee on every single buy, sell, and transfer. So essentially, every single $1 million of transactions, not just buys and sells, which is a little more hard to track, the liquidity is growing by 1.5% on those transactions, which is to say it's very fast as that occurs.
Yeah. And I think one thing that we need to stress to whoever's listening or whoever may watch this video tomorrow or next day or in a 6 months from now is we understand that the price can go up really fast. Well, the price can come down really fast too, right? But if you're holding, you're getting reflections. The price is going to go back up, right? So if we just hold, the LPs will continually drain. So at like you kind of view it in waves. That's how I view it, right? You have the older OG guys that came in at a lower market cap, right? Now they're starting to sell, which is awesome because now the newer people like me and AG and maybe Zach and the other guys that are in our, in the chat here, they want the tokens. So we want the older people to take profit, right? Because we see the vision. We see, like you said, this short-term vision. You're only 140 days in. When people ask me, well, how long is this going to, what's your time frame? I'm like, I'm not even contemplating selling for 12 to 18 months. Like, I'm not even, unless we're like the bull market is starting to fade and we can see the signs on the wall, then maybe I'm going to start looking at it. But even if, you hold a year from now, you're still getting reflections, right? If you're on the ETH side, obviously. But so it's waves, right? Our generation, whatever you want to call it right now, in 6 months, people like AG who's bought, 200 million tokens or whatever he has now, he's going to start selling his to the next generation.
So that's that wallet I've been looking at.
But
no, it's pretty cool. Like, I like people to see it as like I said, a fully transparent, decentralized, like a savings account. And at a certain point, you should just be able to just get at a certain hold of value and just live off the reflections. That's all you can do. And it's every single transaction that generates them. Since it was like, what are the buys and sells stop? I was like, well, transfers also count too. And since we're going to be on multiple blockchains and there's going to be price arbitrage opportunities between these different blockchains, it only makes sense for people to transfer to take advantage of that, unless they're going to leave the money there sitting, which wouldn't make any sense. And so you need to take everything else with like the NFTs and the gamification. All you do is just create ways to make it move. And as long as it's moving, it's working. And there's so many ways this things move. I mean, like we said, we have 20 years of Flameling NFT tokens that are going to launch that are going to create movement in their own way alone. I mean, long-term roadmap. I mean, 20 years is quite a long time, an outlook. Yeah. And that's if we did them every single week. We're probably not going to do them every single week. It'll probably be every other week, just because it takes time to do. So you're looking at 30, 40 years on this thing. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah. Long time.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think doing them every week either. I think it's finding the right communities, finding the right people. And really they should have to, I don't want to say they should give their own roadmap, but why? Why should we, pick you? Sell yourself. What kind of community do you have?
He's putting in a lot of work, and then it's like we haven't. I mean, you're helping with build out the minting platform and everything, but I haven't done anything except for go on there and say, things are going really well. Just because it's like a franchise system essentially. They're running it. That's why I told Creative, you take this how you want to go. Every single time a holder comes in, they're getting earned tokens. It just works. And that's how we want to build these out over time. But we don't want to just just pick one randomly that no one's really attached to. The whole point is someone is behind it, because we want them to get rewarded. We want them to push the thing to a 100K market cap, to $1 million market cap, especially if it's like a yellow, for example, and they make their 30 grand. We want them to do well with it and have the support of the entire Earn ecosystem behind it. And so, and then they're not going to know a lot of things about how to set up a buy bot or how to get it listed probably on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap or, circling supply APIs and all this stuff we just know how to do because we were experienced in this space, which just shortcuts everything for them and makes them more successful, which makes Earn more successful because it's all tied together.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate meeting you guys tonight. I got to run. It was nice talking to you, AG Goldwyn. And like I said, thank you, Michael and Nadina. I appreciate y'all's time, and let's keep the conversation going soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Zach. We know you got to go and fill out that application for McDonald's. So.
Yeah, I got to go get some money, buy some Earn token, man, before the bull run's full swing. You know what I'm saying?
Uber Eats. Go make a delivery.
Going, yeah.
Final thoughts, Zach. What do you think? You think you're going to buy some Earn tokens now or not?
I'm definitely interested in the project. It definitely has a lot of the DeFi components that I like when I look into a project. So yeah, it's definitely on my list of doing more research. But it was great talking to you guys.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you, Zach.
All right, Zach's gone. Let's do a drawing. You guys have a contest going on or something? Let's hear.
Yeah, definitely. So two things actually we got to do. So I think it's getting close to time for the biggest buy competition. I think it's actually ended right now.
Has it ended? Did we make the time? 10.
Yeah, I think it actually
10 Central Standard Time. Man,
Golden, I think it's time for you to buy some Earn.
You say I just bought some damn Earn on the last drop just for you. See that green dot? That's me.
It actually ends in an hour, but the person who's in first place is quite substantially ahead, like 8 ETH ahead of the second place person.
I'm telling you right now, if you mint a Nova, the contest will go bananas for the next hour.
Yeah, I say mint it, and then you just hold it until whoever wins.
Yeah. So I'm gonna remote into my computer and I'm gonna mint it live here.
Let's go. Listen, I guarantee you, if you mint a Nova, no one is winning other than Crypto KR. You guys can try.
I'm sure Swift's gonna try to like front run the mint right now. It's gonna be.
That's true. Everybody's gonna try to front run it. Listen, AG, who's this well that keeps hurting your chart?
I don't know, man. I'm like,
I love it. He needs one more giant sell, and then I'm all in. So, if you're listening to this show
today to show the charts, and this guy's like crapping on my parade.
Well,
it's a good buying opportunity for everybody.
It is a good. We
go look at the chart. Look at this. It's been moving on up, and now it looks like we're consolidating in a nice little range.
Nadina, were there any questions that you heard that you liked, other than other ones? Maybe. I know you can't see the. I know you can't see. You can't see the comments, can you?
Who are you talking to, me or them?
I said Nadina.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
More the comments than were really questions, I think.
Yeah, there weren't very many questions. I just thought maybe you had one that was asked that you liked. I'm going to go with the first question. The first question was from Aaron. So, Aaron, congratulations. You are going to get OX186.
Do we have a picture of that?
Can I post a picture?
I don't know. Try it out.
I can share my screen. Hold on.
Okay.
I posted it. Let me see if I can pull it up. You talk for a second, AG. Let me see if I can find it on Telegram real quick.
All right. So what are you doing over there, Mikey? You're trying to pull it up?
I'm mint run right now, and so we can pull up the. I don't know if you can show the TG chat. See what pops up.
All right. Are you able to share your screen?
Let's see if I can do that here. Apologize, I don't see the setting for it.
Should be down present.
Oh, there it goes. Let me go to the chat.
Oh, we got a question. Have you guys thought about doing any central exchanges, listing on any central exchanges?
We absolutely have. We're actually in conversations with a few. We want to make sure they work out well with the project. But yes, we've talked to a couple. We actually have information on them, and we will be listed on centralized exchanges in the future.
Which one do you have a particular one that you're looking at right now?
We would start out with the little bit lower tier ones. I'm talking about like the Bitmarts, LBanks. KuCoin would be down the list. But that would be like what we would start off with, those. Okay, doing this mint. Let's see what's going to pop up. Can y'all see my screen okay?
Yeah, we can see it. So this is Telegram. This is your official group.
And you're minting the flame Ling that will go to the winner of the buy competition that ends in 1 hour?
Yep.
Or is it a little less than an hour now?
Yeah, 50 minutes, right?
So if it's 11 Central Standard Time, midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Yellow.
Oh, yeah, yellow.
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 Oh, that one's cool looking.
Layla called that big time.
Oh,
said Zach should min it, and it would have been yellow.
Wow.
We're gonna name him Zach. Crypto KR. Crypto KR. If you win the biggest buy competition, you will be getting Zach.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Aaron, are you still in the chat? Aaron L, I think is what it was. Aaron L. Calling Aaron L. Are you still in the chat? All right. Well, Aaron L won. Here is share screen. Entire screen. Can I share? Oh, I think you have to. Did you kill Mikey's screen? Present.
Yep, I did. It's your screen. You got a slideshow, I think.
No, I should. Bam. Can you see it now?
That's a cool little yellow one.
Yeah.
No, you can see. Are you controlling my screen? What's going on?
Each color has.
No, you boomer.
Oh, there we go. I know. Bam, got it.
I love it.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's special.
That is OX186. The proud owner is now Aaron L. So I will reach out to them and get their contact information so that I can send that over. Aaron L. You are the proud winner of this little guy or girl, if you so choose. All right.
Too funny.
Cool. Yellow one, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's only gotten a white one so far. So
what's your favorite product of Earn, I guess? What were your favorite feature?
Every time a flame Ling mints, to be honest, I become really curious about looking at it because they're catchy. There's so many options to do with them. I'm excited about the community members actually to take initiative to have their own token. I jump into every single one. I mean, every time there's a flame Ling token that's out, I'm getting me a bag of one because I have no idea where they're going to go. To they're starting so low, it's just an easy choice to get into it. So I love the flame Ling tokens. I love the flame tokens. How the flame NFT tokens, how they're set up because they're the OGs, they're original. I mean, you can do a lot with the artwork, with like jewelry and put it on design and clothing. It's really cool. Earn in itself is just like you can just see ETH as like a savings account where you just like park your money and kind of forget it. This sits there, especially with a higher gas fee, it costs more in ETH. You can just buy it and hold it and earn. You just do that. Let it sit. I mean, it's a lot of things. I'm kind of geeky about everything that's all set up. But
the flaming I'm most excited about, because there's this aspect of like seeing what the person is going to do with it, and how it's just synergetically like kind of benefits the whole ecosystem. It's just really exciting to see, and especially over the last maybe 1 or 2 weeks, like we really saw how they all like thrive together.
Yeah, they dress them up too. They dress them up.
For each other. And it's just really fun to watch how it just like starts to grow on its own, and it doesn't really need our input that much.
No, Stinger put a hat on his. Wild is posting thing about them being zen and out cooking together, and
and if you just look at the NFTs themselves, I mean they're pretty clear. Like you could zoom into the eyes and see like reflections of other stuff. It's real. They were done really well.
Yeah. So who made those? You have to do AI made that?
Yeah, we had to do. So it was somebody actually asked me a question the other day, like, oh, can I make a collection list? Like, yeah, you can. It's just it takes time because we utilized Midjourney, and so you have to test out different prompts to get what you want. And it's probably easier for people to do it all the time, but it took about a couple of weeks. And then Nadina had to go through and do the contracts so that everything worked together. I remember we were talking about the numbers, and we decided we needed to come down with only 10 Novas, and it was really hard. No way to do 5, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't find myself to get rid of 5. I couldn't do it, and that's why there are 10 instead of 5, like I was in the Flames, because I could not throw away 5.
It's so awesome looking. Yeah.
Awesome looking, nice. And I was like, this thing took days to do. I was like, I'm not gonna throw away.
And I think those are so different too, like the ones that I've seen from the Nova Flamelings.
Yeah, it's like the traits have different types. Like it's not just the changes. Like the yellow ones are always kind of a little bit feathery, and they all look like they just got up like from a nap.
Like this.
They're like super cute, but also a little bit creepy at the same time. And like the Novas are like just like cool to look at.
They're like regal,
characters.
It took a while, like trying to find out a fire, but flame. Yeah, we took a while with the design of them, and then I think we were back and forth on the name for a long time. I mean, that was like we kind of so many different names. We had it all drawn out, and it's like we're looking at pros and cons, researching what it means and what could work. I think we even said on one time we thought about Ember Links. I'm like, no, but we were back and forth that for a while. I remember that.
Well, I think other than the confusing part of Flame and Flamelings, I think that it plays off itself really well, so it's good for marketing. Other than the confusing part, because they're both NFTs. But I think it's awesome because it starts as a flame and then they spawned off, and now they're like Flamelings. So I think from a marketing standpoint, I think that it really breaches since the Flames were first and they were like the OGs, and then they spawned their Flamelings.
Yeah. So for anyone new coming into the ecosystem, what would your suggestive play be? Let's say they've got $500 or $1,000. I don't know.
I would give statistically, anyone new, I would try to mint a flame. There are 6 left that are 3 reds and 3 novas. There's 229 left. It's luck of the draw, but the probability is pretty high that within the next 50, there's going to be a red, a nova, or maybe even both.
Well, and it's pretty crazy because there was only 5 nova and 20 red to begin with. So out of 1,000, you had 25, and now you still have 6 out of 220.
Yeah.
So
it's a little bit of a gamble, but I would try minting a flame.
Somebody that minted 24 in one night. It's not guaranteed. So before you get all gung ho and think you're going to get it in the next 10. Be aware.
But remember too, all the flames get. So if you happen to get
a flame that doesn't currently have a bounty. Remember, that's not guaranteed that in the future there may not be a bounty on it. So,
And
yeah.
what alpha did you want to announce? Because this kind of ties into that too, right?
Yeah. So tying back to that, the bounties actually on the flames and the flamelings, as mentioned, they're adjustable. And if anyone actually has been looking at the X account, there is a color code on there that is blue. So if you guys are minting NFTs, there is a probability that it's something to do with that in the future. So I would suggest get out there and mint. And it looks like numbers wise, the flames seem like the higher probability of getting something that potentially could pay for everything. If you got a Nova and you get one Nova and you mint 10 flames, that's like you got 10 for free essentially.
Yep.
And that's just the bounty reward. That doesn't include the reflection share airdrop that just happens indefinitely for the other ones that you hold. But yeah, I would check out minting out a flame. And I think as they mint, because it's not that many left, it's only 228 of them, they're going to go faster and faster. If you look up and there's 20 left and there's still a red one or a Nova, they're not going to be there very long. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an instant mint. Make any sense? Actually, if there's 20, no, 50. It would be 50. If there's still one left, that makes no sense. Somebody's going to try for them. Yeah.
So did we want to talk about the random drawing each week?
Yes, so that's actually a big thing that we wanted to bring up for folks that are part of the community, which is additional to those that are minting out flames and flamelings. So what we're going to establish and start this up actually next week is that on the show, we're going to pick a random number, and it's going to be the numbers between basically 0 and 1,000, but basically 1 for 1,000, but 0x0 is the first one. So we got to say 0 because it is the first NFT that's out there. So 0 to 1,000. If the number picked lands on your flame or flame, yeah, then you will get 100K earn sent to you. And so
what?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So that makes it so that every single flame in Flameling is essentially like a lottery ticket. So if you're even holding a white flame or a white flameling, that counts towards a potential entry. Addition to that, because we want to grow our holder count for our wallets, we're also going to be doing one holder in the top 1,000 is going to get 100K earn. The only caveat is that you have to hold at least 100K earn in your wallet to get that.
Okay.
And it lands on, like, for example, we do a draw and it's like 880, for example, but it's only 800 holders. No one gets it for that week. So this is a good way to push additional holders, split up those wallets. Yeah.
Or if 880 doesn't have 100,000, he won't get it either.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
So will there be a time frame in which they could, like, let's say we draw at 10:23 Central Standard Time, and they don't have 100,000, like they should run and buy 100,000, right?
I think we should do a snapshot of the wallet.
I think you should too, because if they were to go run out and buy 100,000, they wouldn't be 880 anymore.
No. So we'll do a snapshot. Yeah, we'll do a snapshot and then see who's picked. Just do like the little download would be ideal. And same thing with the flames. And so this is something that's gonna be great for those actually that maybe got 10 whites, 10 white flames or 10 white flames. Yep. Now you have 10 lottery tickets essentially that can potentially give you 100K earn for holding on to that NFT. So
and this is gonna run at least a year, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, so this is a commitment of actually 5.2 million earn tokens out of that pool. That's going to accumulate 200 million earn tokens. So it's a lot to win potentially because as the value of earn goes up, say that 100K earn is, $10,000, you could win pretty big just for either having a wallet that has this 100K in it, owning a flameling or a flame and holding on to it. And so
we'll just do the snapshot, and whoever holds it is going to earn it. We had that like that. So yeah, if you guys are holding on to any flames or flamelings, or if you have a larger wallet, I would suggest splitting it up because that adds you into potentially earning additional earn for just participating in this process. So.
And also, we're going to alternate, right? So next week, a flame will be drawn.
Yes.
Wallet, and then the week after will be a flameling. So it won't be each week. So 1 week's flame, next week flameling, alternating. But each week there will be a wallet for the 1,000 holders.
Yes. So a flame, the wallet, and then a flameling, and then a wallet, just like that.
Okay, I like it. So every Monday.
Yeah, we do a snapshot every Monday, and we'll maybe just post it directly in the TG account. This is a snapshot that's been taken. Yeah, and good luck.
Starting next week.
Starting next week. So we suggest anyone that has a wallet to split it up, because if you have over 100K earn, say for example you have like 500K earn, if you can split it up in what is that, probably 3 or 4 pieces, and that's 3 or 4 potential chances to get an extra 100K. It seems like a no-brainer to me to do that.
Yeah,
nice.
That sounds pretty good.
That's the alpha. And mystery machine 3-1, the not whatever color it is on Twitter Spaces. What is it?
X
plus. What's the code? Plus HHH or something? What's the code?
Is it FS?
The color code. Yeah, it's like F000. Yeah, blue. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. Come on, they have to do some work.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, talking about the lottery airdrops. The numbers that we're going to pick for the wallets, they're only going to be for the wallets on Ethereum. Okay, that's important.
Ooh.
So we're going to be doing this snapshot of the wallets on the Ethereum side. So you guys
nice.
Put your wallets on the Ethereum side. All right. But the airdrops are going to go to your BNB wallet. So we're going to snapshot wallets on Ethereum, and then we're going to send you earn BNB.
Now, why is that?
Because we want to expand out the earn side of the supply. We want to grow that to be a much larger liquidity pool over there. So right now, the earn side on BNB is like 3.2 million tokens. It would be ideal in the future that we have that closer to 40, 50 million tokens, so that when folks want to purchase earn on the BNB side with a couple of BNB, the liquidity is more fatter over there, so they're able to do that. So right now we are basically really ETH heavy, which is good. But we also want to be able to make it so that people on these other chains could actually purchase tokens too if they want to. And that's why we expand over utilizing this method to the BNB side. So it's also a good way to actually get more people actually to hold earn over there and potentially add it to liquidity themselves. So yeah, super cool.
Nice. So we had one person in the chats ask price predictions. I know that's not really something that we can predict, but
he did it earlier. He said $5 per earn.
Yeah, I'd say
$5 per earn. I missed that one. Then.
Yeah, if we go to a 10, okay,
no, time frame.
Capitalization goes to 10 trillion. If we 10 trillion, the total market capitalization goes to 10 trillion. Full on bull, 10 trillion. We follow a basic adoption curve. We follow the basic supply shock systems going on right now. I expect something like around like $5 per earn token.
And that's like in the next 18 months?
I would say within the next 1 to 3 years, we can look at $5 per. Yeah.
Bananas. Listen, if it goes to $5, we're all getting on Crypto KR's yacht.
Yeah, and I posted some today, which is super interesting to see. I am really curious because I watch since day one, because we've been around, like wallets towards the top as they cycle. And I'm really curious when we get to like $1, who we're going to see that's still there.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool? Have you seen Have you seen those little animations that do stuff like that? Like it was TV shows that were popular by user count or whatever.
Yeah.
They start running up. That would be kind of cool, like a time lapse over the year, because you would
that'd
see
be cool to see them moving
like just their
around.
wallet numbers. They would be their wallets moving around. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Because then you would see Crypto KR come in like 3 days, go from 0 to like.
Oh, no, I'm watching. He's been climbing up, actually. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's in top 5 now.
Yeah. I think
Crazy.
he's like, he thinks he wants to be like number 1.
He
So,
has said that. He has told us that he will be number 1.
Yeah. But it's, you know what's wild? What's really crazy? If someone brand new right now wanted to be number 1, there aren't enough tokens available to do it.
That's so crazy.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's
they
crazy.
couldn't buy all those because the price would get so high on those last remaining or whatever.
Yeah,
Never
that's
say never.
crazy. So people have to sell, otherwise.
AG,
number 1.
it's literally impossible to take every coin out of there.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But hey, guys,
cool.
we appreciate your time. This is this might be. Have we hit 3 hours yet on a
No, we closed it.
podcast?
Oh yeah, we've done it before, but you were
we do 3 hours?
intoxicated, and we had to kick you
No,
off.
I think it's really cool. We'd love to do these again, actually. Yeah. So next Monday, split your
Cool.
wallets up. Too, I would double check, and if you don't want to mint an NFT, always keep your eyes on OpenSea and Rarible. I do.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised, to be honest. I'm still seeing. Listen, I checked. There's a red flame on Rarible for 2 ETH, which is pretty
for 2 ETH.
close to the value of the airdrop.
Yeah.
And so, and when you think about it, at some point this morning, the price went up to 3.2 million, which means for a little bit of time, that red flame was
worth.
that, you would have got more in an airdrop than we would have spent buying the thing.
Yeah.
And so, the next, once we pop up to 4 million, 5 million, I don't expect it to still be there. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Wow, it's still there.
So what you're saying is, instead of buying $1 million, I should just go buy the red flame?
Yeah, I if the person's watching, I wouldn't be surprised, but tomorrow we see a price adjustment. Yeah.
Well, hopefully not, because I already put a bid on it. So hopefully they take my bid.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining the show, and for all you viewers out there watching this, man, not financial advice, but I'm buying earn. That's what I'm doing. Goldwyn, are you buying?
I've bought 5 times this show just for you. Every time somebody's sold this show, I bought just for you.
Away.
I gotta think for a biggest buy competition, because if I do a biggest buy and it is going to be him who just wins, then I might as well just give him the damn red flavor.
Yeah, but then at least it's driving the chart up.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think there's a problem with that, but I mean, you could always auction it too, and try to do it that way. But then it's just going to one. If you're doing biggest buy, at least more people are going to be trying to buy. And what we do is we just tell Crypto KR not to buy until 3 hours before the competition's over. That way, the rest of us think we have a chance.
Yeah, we could plan a time for that. Actually, do one.
Yeah. Hey, I know Stinger had mentioned something about an auction for like minting. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, we had talked about that. That was his idea. Was basically minting out a bunch of flamelings or flames, and then having an auction for them so people can actually like pick which do they want. But what that system would do, it would make them mint faster, because you would mint out a bunch and then people can actually auction them for whatever value they wanted them.
Yeah.
And so that I wouldn't prefer, because then that gets everything minted out really quickly. And I want this to be somewhat delayed, but not too delayed.
Yeah. Like you don't have to do a bunch. You could do like 1 or 2 or 3 a week. Because here's how it works, or here's how I see it. When I was playing, did you guys ever play Magic the Gathering? Do you know what that is?
I know what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so way back in the day, I used to play, and we would go to a card shop or whatever, and what they would do is they would open the entire box and then put the rare in the front, right? And so then we would have a lottery system because we'd all be playing, and whoever got first could pick the pack they wanted, which obviously they picked whatever the best card was. Well, the next box wouldn't get opened until all of those sold. So when you got to the end and there's that 4 or 5 or 6 that were really crappy rares, nobody wants them, but the owner's not going to open another box until somebody ponies up and buys those 5 packs. But when whoever bought the last pack in the box, they got dibs on the next box. So it was really a good marketing technique to sell, 2 or 3 boxes of cards over the span of one night.
So if you were the last guy to buy the last card, then you automatically got to be the first.
And the new box, yeah. Because you're buying, because usually it was about 5 packs that nobody wanted because they were just really crappy cards, right? But, if they bought those 5, they got dibs. So they knew that they would get the best card in the next box. What I'm saying, the reason that long drawn out thing is like, we get it. If, people mint a white, they're not going to spend more than 100K because they could buy it. But if bidding started at, let's say 50 or whatever, so maybe a white goes for 50, but the first time a blue comes or a yellow, those are going to be twice as much or 3 times as much. Right. And definitely a red, if we know we're bidding on a red, it's going to be over $1 million for sure. Right. So it might be, and it would be a fun way to, it doesn't have to be, it could be one a week or whatever, where we just all get together and maybe we blind auction until 100,000 and then we reveal at 100,000 or something.
Yeah. That gives me to think about actually. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of ideas and stuff like that. I tell myself too, I want to focus on merchandise too. That was like last week. And then I still need to meet with someone about like the debit card and go over all that.
I want to hear more about that. I'm excited to hear.
Yeah, so the folks at Ball Chain, I'm going to talk with them, and also another Ultima about options in regards to basically getting earned on a card. You can just basically go to a coffee shop and just utilize it and spend it. I mean, I think that is pretty big to do something like that. And just so many options. It's just wild.
Oh, yeah, that would be huge. And especially if the Flameling tokens got to go on there too. Like if you could do both, that would be
right. I mean, I think one of them has a little utility where you can do that. I mean, I saw Alchemist post a photo in his TG today, and I think he was teasing something towards he wants to build a utility. I'm like, what are you doing, man? And so then I felt like before coming down to this stream, I'm like, I feel like I should buy more Alchemist token now. He got me a little FOMO to buy into it. Like, I should buy some.
I really like how it is that way too, where you said, because like OX13 and OX177, took off. Well, then people are looking, they're like, well, what's wrong with OX0? I'm going to buy that because it's going to go up, right? Like if these are going up, that's bound to go up.
No, right? Yeah, this is just a no-brainer. I mean, like I said, I got this groups that I'm in, and usually you send these things in, and I want people actually to become like holders of them. But some of these folks actually, I would assume they buy in a little more heavier, and so we want people in the community to accumulate and be in the project, and that's why we launched them the way we do. We kind of just wait with the taxes because you're shaking people out that aren't long term anyway. And I've seen people wait. I think what Creative said, like 72 hours before they adjusted things. Because people are just impatient. And then you get your actual people that are there to hold and will actually make a post online. And I don't know if everyone understands this, but what they're being given is an opportunity to buy up something that's tied to a multi-million-dollar market cap project today at sub 10K market cap. And I don't think that's translating yet to everyone. That I could right now go drop a couple $1,000 and distinguish Flameling, and it'd be at 100K. And that's how easy it is to move these things because they're so tiny right now. But I think eventually we're going to catch on to that as one sends, and then people start trying to buy them up. But if anyone's listening, if you do have a large wallet, try to keep it underneath like 5%. In general,
buy and sell.
Buy and sell. Yeah.
All right,
awesome,
guys.
Do you guys have anything else you want to add? I know that.
think that's pretty much it. I appreciate everyone that actually from the community that came in to participate here.
This was the highest. This was the highest viewer count that I've seen on any of our shows.
Yeah, over 30.
Yeah, we had 38 at one point. Yeah.
Awesome. Should get some good rewatch too. We make sure we pin it on X and everything too. Share it out.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks guys. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys. Like always in Spaces or TG.
We'll be there.
I'm always there. All right.
We'll be there.
Thanks,
Peace out.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.